Greetings, everybody.
Hello.
We're back for
We are
Buffy
indeed.
Season 2, Part 2.
Finally.
Finally.
We're getting
We're
through
here.
this at lightning speed.
Lightning speed. It'll take years. It's okay. And it's not like we weren't discussing our schedules for the next 2 months, which are insane.
Yeah.
House of the Dragon.
Splitting Eddie season post Buffy season 1 into 3, which is funny, by the way, because like we said, Angel season 5 is probably going to be fucking 5 streams or something.
Oh, I know.
But that would probably actually lend itself somewhat to us when we get to the Buffy Angel crossovers to go back and forth, like 7-7,
Yeah.
7-7 sort of thing.
I think that's 7 feels right. We'll see how it depends.
We'll see how it goes. Well, 7-7-8, I guess, right, per season.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But then there'll be one where it's like, we might have to do a whole episode on one episode, or a whole show on one episode.
I mean, the body.
Yeah. Oh, dude. What's more with feeling?
Yep. This is the easy part. The early season is the easy stuff.
Well, as you may or may not know, some people have actually started watching it, which is good. It's really sad that there isn't a remastered version. When I was rewatching these episodes, the quality is just terrible. It's so bad in some of them. Some are fine, some not so much.
I get what you mean. I had that problem when I was first showing some friends. They were like, I'm watching this old ass show. And I was like, dude, it's not that old. it's
no.
Yeah. But the earlier seasons, certainly. But you get to Angel season 5 and it's glorious HD. It's beautiful.
It is. It looks so good.
It's so crazy to go from Buffy season 1 to Angel season 5. That's like the transfer of TV quality just skyrocketing. Because, 4:3, a lot of it's very awkward, very slow. Editing and music's kind of like a bit off. And but then you go to Angel and it's like they've nailed it all. They know exactly what they're doing, and it's very crisp. Now, I want to acknowledge, of course, there is a remaster. It's just that it doesn't have the correct color grading. It doesn't have the correct framing. Everyone looks like plastic. So, and I've had people tell me they watched the whole remaster and they really liked it, and I'm like, that's great.
Where can you even see it? It's not on Hulu. Not on my version.
Amazon?
I think it's on Amazon. I think you got to pay for it too.
Yeah.
So, and I won't do that. And what sucks is the X-Files, which was a bigger show, right? But the remaster on that is beautiful from episode 1 to the end.
That's what I hear. And the TNG's remaster is good, right?
It's really good.
Yeah. Buffy didn't get that. They were lazy as fuck with Buffy.
And they still are. And this is, I guess, the one thing I'm sorry, guys, we can root for AI because that's the only way you're going to be getting a remaster of this that might be okay.
It would. The most important part is you needed fans of the show doing it.
Yeah.
You need people who care about it doing it, not someone who's doing it because they get the money. And the money is based on when they complete, not how good it is.
Not how good it is. You need people like Robert Meyer Burnett.
Yeah.
Working on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I mean, you need that wonderful autism from people who are super mega fans, like a person like me who would just be like, I can see something weird in the top corner there, and they're like, oh, it's like a camera. It's like, gotta get it out, get it out, get it out, get it out, get it out. Like, do a camera brush, do it.
I know a guy who's available who can kind of oversee the whole process. His name is Joss.
He might be free right now, yeah.
No word from him at all on Anthony Stewart Head passing. Yeah.
That's so tragic. Obviously, we've mentioned it on other streams up to this point, but we both said like we'll be talking about it more here because it's obviously extremely relevant. We'd said prior, and it's just something I've held to. He is the, how do you almost call it, like the like important ingredient to the early seasons that, as far as I'm concerned, makes them survive. I don't know that they would have without him. He's such a spine for the show. He's so great in contrast to all the characters. And no offense to anyone's acting abilities, but like he's coming in with experience. He knows what he's doing. He's a thespian actor. He's ready. He's egoless. He's able to shift between whatever's required of him. And, and he's looking for work. And it's like, you got to play basically high school level Alfred to, teenage girl who's becoming Spider-Man sort of shit. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? This sounds insane. And it's like, well, I'll play it straight and I'll do the best I can with all the material. And of course, he does such a good job that he makes it for me like I'm happy to watch season 1 all the time because there's so many good stuff, so many good things with him. And that's the thing. Everyone else, as far as I'm concerned, like Sarah Michelle Gellar, Nicholas Brendon, Alison Hannigan, they're all absolute standouts as the show goes on for their acting. Season 1, they don't get a crazy shine. We've noted a couple of moments that are pretty good, but there isn't really a scene for Anthony Stewart Head where he's not doing an excellent job.
No, he absolutely carries it. And this is the part. I mean, he carried season 1, but this is the beginning of season 2, or the first half of season 2 is where you see the change. Like, this is a different show. This is a different type of show. We're not doing things, especially if you look at it in the context of the 90s when this was coming out. This was something that was unusual. And even with his character, we're going to be discussing. It's strange that this happened right before. I mean, the first episode we're going to discuss is a Giles episode where we find out about Ripper.
It's very obviously a super important Giles episode trying to make a statement about what you may have assumed about the character, both from the audience and the character's level. Like, Buffy and the gang assume a lot about him, as do we. But we've had a little bit of a clue as to there's more going on. And this is the episode where they all get to see like a big revelation on there's more to him. He's lived a past life, so to speak. And man, does it give him a chance to show some real range of emotions for Giles, because he's played him in a specific way, but he's always implied other elements. He plays a lot of subtle emotions. He's very good at it, but this is one where he gets to be a lot more overt, like aggressively getting Buffy out of his way. It's like someone you just don't see ever before. And being very protective of a past life he's lived because it's shameful to him. He doesn't want anyone to know about it.
And it's like properly shameful. It's not like I did a couple of bad things.
It's like, bad. I smoked some cigarettes or I stole a chocolate bar. It's like, no, they killed someone.
They killed someone. And we'll tell you why in a second. And it's pretty hardcore. Do you want to get right back? I mean, like, listen, a lot of people were showing him a lot of love on Twitter, and it was great, and still kind of doesn't seem real. And I know he's just a celebrity. I haven't met him, but he's one of my favorite characters and one of my favorite shows. And he wasn't that old. So I know he had a stroke a couple of years ago. And then, passing away from pneumonia, which is something you can survive. It can also kill you, but it's a bummer. And that's the third Buffy cast member within a year,
which is insanely tragic.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I've mentioned it before, but like I've met very few famous people. I've been to like 1 or 2 Comic-Cons. It's just not something I've really done. But I've met Spike and Giles. They're the 2 people. And it was in Cardiff for Anthony Stewart Head. And like I said, I've told the story before, but I don't know, whatever. This seems appropriate time. And I'm with my sister. I was pretty young. I don't remember exactly how old, but there was a huge queue. And it was like, well, if you want to meet him, and we recognized with how slow it was moving and what the time was, like, there's no way we're just not going to meet him, I don't think. And they'd split for lunch, so it was like a break. But we were talking, me and my sister, and so everyone had like, we didn't detect that the line had dispersed over that. We thought everything was just going really fast, so we just started moving toward, because the people at the back were less familiar with what's going on, kept pushing up. And they were all directed away. And then someone came up to us being like, why are you still here? And then we looked up at that like, to be Anthony Stewart Head? And then they were like, no, we took a break for lunch. And he heard this happening. And he looked over and went, no, they could come over. You could come talk to me. And it was that sort of thing. And it's just like, wait, what? And then we did. And I seriously remember I was frozen, because this was a weird experience. I've talked to different people and everyone has different versions of it, but he's like a TV dad that I've associated solely with being on the screen. So seeing him moving right in front of me in real life and saying things I've never heard of before as like a character, almost utterly bizarre experience. So I was like frozen, and he was just like, hello, and I was like, hi. And I'd prepared a question. I did this. Of course you did. I did this better with Spike. It was James Masters, of course. with Anthony Stewart Head, I think the question was going to be something meaningful about like Giles, basically, like the portrayal of the character, how it changed over time. Completely blanked on it at that point. I couldn't remember what I was supposed to say, and I just said like, "Did you like being in Buffy?" and, and he was looking at me like, "Yes, yeah, yep,
Quite liked it.
yeah."
Paycheck was good. It was really fun.
And yeah, I got like a image of him signed, and I was just like, I thought you were excellent on the show, and he was like, thank you, and I was like, and you know, just can't wait to see you in anything else and more things. It's just a really meaningful show. Thank you. And he was just like, yeah, no problem. You know, shake of the hand sort of thing. And just, it was just I was just like, I probably lucked out completely in being able to meet him.
Yep.
And in retrospect, of course, it's like now cherished as fuck because it's so sad that he's gone.
Yeah. And you know, you think 72. There was a time where I'm like, oh, I was old. You lived a big, long life, and then you get my age. You're like, that was young. It's not that far away. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think people associate 70s are like the gateway into, well, now it's up to the universe as to how long you got left. But I think we all agree it's like, yeah, but 70s just still seems too early, man. Like,
No.
it's not fair.
Well, yeah. Yeah. And when we get to John Ritter, that was another one that you know, I grew up on Three's Company, and his death was shocking. It was like, you know, he was still very young, and yeah, dropped dead on the soundstage, which didn't drop dead, but got sick and then died later.
What did he die of? Do you remember?
Heart attack.
Oh.
Big heart attack, and then I think they sued the hospital because they misdiagnosed or something. But yeah,
it was like John Candy, right? That's where that
yeah,
that documentary gets really sad because he knew it was gonna happen eventually, but he couldn't break his habits.
No, the reality didn't sink in. You know, for some people it does, but
yeah, it's just too much of a crutch, right? And it's crazy watching it because you can just see he goes from being like he's big, but you can see like a health to him somewhat and an activity. And then the more age comes in, the more he's slower, the more he looks like haggard and so sweaty, and like all the pressure on his heart is probably going to be given up soon and stuff. It's just like,
and then, you know, the two younger ones, drugs.
Yeah.
You know, with Trachtenberg, we don't know for sure, but I guess. And with Nicholas Brendan, we knew. And
yeah,
he this was the season he was really skinny, by the way. I mean, he's never fat or anything, but like he was really skinny this season. This was like, it looked like his healthiest season, but it might not have been his healthiest season. Nicholas Brendan, yeah.
Yeah, I want to say it's like, is it season 4? I think he gets a bit bigger in 7 as well, but like,
yep.
I've always seen it as tragic that it probably gave him a really stable life being a part of this show. At least helped it, you know.
It did, and when that goes away, that could really screw with a young person's head.
Kit Harington, right? He said he kind of lost his mind once Game of Thrones was over.
Yeah. I don't know if he's ever gained it, to be honest.
Yeah,
he still seems kind of bummed out. And Tom Holland, you know, went through his thing too, but he quit drinking. That's good. Good for him. Good trailer came out today. I liked it. I thought it was neat.
I hope it's a good movie.
I hope it is too. So let's start out with the Giles episode. It's a good one. So this set of 7 has only for me only one stinker, only one absolute stinker. I can get something good out of all of, even bad eggs. Okay.
Well, so I'm always going to tell you, I like them all. However, because part of it for me is I want to create a bit of a scale for Buffy quality, and we're going to get such crazy highs that I need to push these further down, you know, otherwise it doesn't make any sense. But in this set, for me, I'm aiming toward more like 4 is probably, but nothing too. I wonder. So is the one for you bad eggs? Is the way you would?
Bad eggs is fine. I think it's charming. I'm not going to say it's good, but it's charming. I like it.
That's the thing for me, though. I love the show so much that all
Ted's
the bad
abysmal.
episodes. Actually,
Ted's
Angel
absolutely
season
abysmal.
4. This is why it gets complicated for me because like Buffy season 1 and 2, they're like shit episodes. I'm kind of like a smile on my face, I'm just like
Yeah.
whatever. Angel season 4, the bad episodes piss me off.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a different kind of thing. But anyway, yeah, we can. You want to start with
Dark Age?
The Dark Age, right?
Dark Age, where Giles, we get to find out about Ripper. There's a murder victim. It opens up with a guy trying to find him at the high school. And the quality of these episodes are not good. So that opening line, I question on whether that's even that guy's voice because the ADR on it's so bad. It's so bad.
Well, and you get that there's a clunkiness of
yeah,
she's basically a zombie heading toward him slowly, and he's like, I fell over. I'll just bang on this door. And it's like, dude, you could escape, I think. It's not too hard. You could walk around the whole school again. But what I love, of course, about this, which you always defend, it's the dialogue that seems to be coming through, when Giles is complaining about her music choices. It's like,
oh, yeah.
She's like, this is a noise, it's music. And he's like, I know music. Music has notes. This is noise. Work on your muscle tone when my brain dribbles out of my ears. And it's an interesting juxtaposition too, because the guy's just getting killed outside.
I've got other sounds going in my ear. Sorry. God, I hate Hulu. Episode list. There we go. No. There we go. These menus are not intuitive. Can I just say that right now? I have to go back and forth. There just isn't a little thing going episodes that I would just like to go to.
So I got them all locally, so I can stare at the lists.
I understand I'm an old man too, Chad. Okay, here we go. Now it doesn't want to hang on. Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, I mean, I can carry on if you want.
Yeah.
Because the episode takes a few pages at the beginning to make sure we understand where we're at with Giles broadly. So it's like a lot of memes that relate to him. Like they say like his diapers were probably tweed.
Yeah.
I think Calendar says like, anyone ever told you you're a fuddy duddy? And he's like, so anyone ever tells me. Anything else? Like always a bit awkward, always about to tell everybody the world's ending. Always everything's very serious and straightforward sort of thing. And that's like the beginning of the episode trying to place us in a position of like, yeah, that's the Giles everyone thinks he is, but we're going to be opening that up a bit.
Well, and we're setting up the dynamic. I mean, him and Calendar were dating, but it kind of gets leveled up.
Yeah.
A little bit more, and then something happens. But, and that's how they do it in the show. Once you see somebody getting gassed up a little bit, you're like, oh, they're about to die.
Oh yeah, somebody told a friend I was watching this with. I think halfway through, I was like, if ever a character is feeling just a little too happy, something horrible is about to happen to them. Like if anyone ever gets to any equilibrium, it's not going to last.
Nope. So yeah, mysterious guy looking for Giles gets killed by a slow-moving zombie. Janitor, I guess, who saw that didn't hear a thing afterwards.
Yeah, the stuff's still clunky for these episodes. Ends up in the morgue, gets identified, but he's gonna rise again, and he's got, as we find, there's a list, and Giles and Ethan are the two last names. Remember the scene where Cordelia is in the library and she says, "There are books on the books are on computers." I thought the whole point was the computers replace books,
replacing books. And that's why the police are questioning Giles at the time. She's like, "What? Oh, could you get me out of this parking ticket?"
Yeah, they gave me a ticket for being on a one-way street. I was going one way.
I was going one way. Yeah.
Solid Cordelia lines.
There are. And Giles has to go identify this body, and he was setting up training and everything, and he gets pretty much he gets floored by what he sees.
Once he realizes with the tattoo and the friend and everything, he's like, so it's all bringing it back up. He doesn't make it to like an appointment for a blood drive. They're supposed to stop from vampires and stuff. he's got a 5 o'clock shadow. His tie isn't quite done up. He's drinking. It's like he's getting unhinged. We don't see Giles like this usually. What's going on?
No, we don't.
And yeah, he's panicking a bit and
drinking.
Yeah, and you know, the whole idea being that he's got to solve this problem, or kind of thinks that it's possibly unsolvable, and it's just going to lead to a lot of death. And the part of it that's important is that it's kind of like it's brought upon themselves, so it doesn't feel like something maybe that they even deserve to stop.
Yeah.
And all of that's going on, and Giles doesn't really have someone he can talk it through with, because all of the main people he talks to are people that he needs to see him as like an infallible, you know, mentor.
Yep.
Which is a big part of this episode. They sort of ended on is like the notion that Giles is struggling to get the help he needs and to go the right way here, because he doesn't want Buffy and friends to see him asking for help. He's trying to make sure he's that person for them all the time.
Exactly. And he does not want them to see what he did, which I guess we can get into. So
yeah, because Ethan tries to sort of get into the story. Always fun to see him. And then Giles ends up back. They trap the weird dude who turns into goo, as you do. And the goo then hits Jenny and then goes into her. And so Buffy's just like, what the fuck's going on? And this is where you get your sort of like middle of the episode where Giles is basically saying, just fuck off. Like, stop trying to get into my life. It's got nothing to do with you. Which honestly only comes from a place of he's like, I've got to solve this myself, because if I'm getting help from the people I'm trying to teach, and you know, I see it as less of a crazy selfish thing and more of a he's making a mistake based on how he thinks he's supposed to sort of like perform as a watcher.
Yeah,
he doesn't even cite it, right? He's like, I'm your watcher, you're not supposed to be involved in this, stop it.
Yeah. And that doesn't go down very well.
Well, yeah, when it collapses, he's panicking with Buffy and he says, I'm sorry, and then she's like, don't be sorry, be Giles, which you know, again, I think is the point of the episode, is that this is him. He's just been trying to present himself, which is what was set up in Nightmare.
It was, and this is where, I mean, we find out what Ripper was up to, and what he, back in his younger days, he got in with the wrong crowd and started getting high off demons.
Yeah, he said that he had so much responsibility learning like history, going to become a watcher, talked about his destiny, so he just dropped out, couldn't handle it, fell in with bad people, and then found all these avenues. And it's interesting, of course, because he's lied about this several times, but now he's just coming out with it. It's like, yeah, we cast spells, you get possessed when you go into a sleep, and then one of their friends couldn't control the demon, it took over him, and he died.
Yep.
Which I found interesting as a comics. You don't get any more on that, and it's like, so what happened? Like, you know, were the police involved, or did the Watchers sort of cover it up?
I would imagine the Watchers covered it up, and this is, we talked about it last time. This is what kind of sets up is Giles isn't like a top tier watcher. He's not considered a top tier watcher. He's kind of considered a reject, and they have him covering this reject Slayer that they don't respect very much. So he's got a little tattoo, and so does Ethan, and that's what attracts the demon. And so, yeah, they do trap the first guy who, well, the first guy who died at the beginning. They trap him in the cage. He turns into goo. Then it hits Miss Calendar, who, by the way, was all like down with, I'm a techno mage, and like I'm in all this stuff, and this is fun. And then it's not so fun.
This is the flip. We were talking about it, I think, in Some Assembly Required or something, which she kind of goes to the edge of being like, wow, Giles, you've like not really lived. You don't know what's going on. Me, on the other hand, I've done all kinds of crazy things. And what's going on is it's the flip. He's done stuff that way beyond what she has. And,
way darker.
He just wants to move on from that life. And yeah, this freaks her out, this whole experience.
So he's still pretty upset about it. And you know, I'm even at the frame where people might get hurt. People might get hurt. And this is where I need you to be Giles. And he thought he was free of the demon, but I guess not. And it's coming back to take its toll. And this is a good like growth moment, by the way, between mentor and, you know, I guess protege, subject.
Mentee.
I don't know. That's the word I was going for. I was trying to avoid. So Buffy eventually gets trapped by Ethan, and they only know Ethan is the guy who owned the costume shop, right?
Yeah, but obviously we would assume now from this that Ethan was like Giles's entryway into doing a lot more devious shit because he worships chaos, right? So he probably knows a bunch more about spells, got him in. Hence, they probably were good friends. I mean, my favorite interactions for them are going to be in season 4 with the when he turns into a demon, but when they have like the drinks and they meet up and stuff, you really get a sense that it would have been cool to have had more time with those two. Because
it's the Doctor and the Master. That's what it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. We would have been great to get that Ripper show, and maybe that's where they would have gone more into that. Wonder why that never happened. Do you know why that never happened?
Oh, it's the same reason. I mean, none of the extra shows happened. James Miles has talked about it's the producers, right? The Fran Kuzi names that come up. They're the people that axed like every opportunity to make all these different spin-offs. I remember him going on a big rant about it. He just said like those are the people that fucked it all up every time.
Well, at least they're not as bad as maybe they are as bad as my one of my former employees' mom who axed Firefly.
As far as I'm
surreal to I was able to question her on that. I'm sitting right next to her at dinner. I'm like, so, and I've
do you know
been
how much of
to
a
ask her
huge
forever.
mistake that was? Because that's the thing. I would have happily taken a gamble on a Ripper show, guaranteed with like Anthony Stewart Head and then Joss Whedon involved, or whatever. It's like, yeah, that would have been pretty fucking cool.
It would have been cool. So Ethan traps Buffy. They keep turning their back on him, and he knocks her out. And he's all, I actually like you, but I like myself more.
Yeah.
So it's only going to sting a little until it until the searing pain kicks in, and he's putting a tattoo on her.
There's a couple of things that just bug me, but like when he's getting rid of his own tattoo, and he's just got this like fucking potion jug filled with, I assume, acid. He just starts pouring it on his arm, like not even controlled. It's just pouring it. I was like, to get the tattoo off, he's like, and they show like smoke and stuff. It's like, and you're just burning the whole thing off. Like, you can lose the fucking arm.
That stung a little bit. Yeah. Is it a potion that just takes off tattoos? Why didn't you use that before?
I guess because you need a victim, but then at the same time, it's like of all the people you chose, the Slayer, like you might want to try someone a bit weaker. So, because I'm never satisfied when someone just knocks her out. It's like, no. On one hand, it's like she's pretty fucking strong. She's supposed to be kind of borderline immune to just a human hitting her with something. But two, she's supposed to have pretty good reflexes too.
Yeah, and she could probably fight off a demon.
So I'd always prefer if they could get her with something a bit more powerful, like even a gas. I would prefer than
a shot or something.
Yeah, spike a drink, though. I don't know why she would accept a drink from him, but
the Scoobies in the meantime are trying to figure out another way to stop the demon, and they figure out a pretty clever way.
I'm quite happy not only with the way that they do it, but the quote. So they put the demon goes into Angel.
Yeah,
and it goes special effects wise, it's whatever. It's a wacky old face he makes, but the idea, because he says, I've had a demon in me for 100 years and it's been waiting for a good fight. Like the idea that you've got the body and then the vampire, like demonic part, and both Igon, they're both fighting over the host, so to speak. And it's just like, so the vampire went out.
I'm trying to find that face he makes. Hang on. It's almost there.
Yeah.
It's like something I would do in a video to make somebody look retarded.
Yeah.
Hang on, this is close. It's like, that Rachel Zegler video where they go weird, and they play it over again and they like blow up her face a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
That's not even, I mean, just so people, if they don't know, it's like they screw it. It's like dragging his face on Photoshop with like a smudge tool.
Yeah,
over
it is.
The season 1 and 2 effects. I mean, it's not to say like the effects ever get great or anything, but they improve as time goes on. And, yeah.
Then but the resolution for this is cool. So you have the demon trapped in a body with a demon that's been pretty much dormant for a long time now, that's been itching for a fight, and it just kills it immediately. So
Yeah, the
there's a
way to
little
think about
demon
it,
battle in his body.
a fun way to think about it is like Angelus is trapped in there, that it fights this thing because this thing is like, hey, get out. I want this. It's like, fuck you. This is
This is
mine.
mine. Yeah, and Angel's so nonchalant. He's like, yeah, I've had a demon in me for 250 years. It's been itching for a fight.
Yeah.
Little foreshadowing there, I think. Little teeny bit.
They want to make sure you remember what Angel is. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
Um,
We'll get to that. It's one of my favorite parts in this entire series, though.
yeah, because I never got the impression that Igon was a particularly impressive demon.
No.
Especially when it's like a teenagers getting high off of potentially getting possessed by it. It's just that the episode has a lot more going on a sort of psychological level, not just the threat. Because he's not that strong, he's not that effective, but the possession aspect is probably something you got to worry about.
Yeah. So in the end, Miss Calendar's a little freaked out because she was possessed by the demon, and I mean they had to punch her. Now the best part was you could tell that was a dude dressed up as Miss Calendar.
You can't punch a woman, dude.
You can't punch a woman. Well, later on, Xander like smacks Cordelia.
We got plenty of women getting punched in this show.
Oh yeah,
that's dumb women. But no, yeah, like the I think the closing for the episode really brings it home, right? I never wanted you to see that side of me. And then she said, I'm so used to you being a grown up, but then I find out you're a person. And it's like, to me, it's this like pride isn't necessarily, like I said, drawn from a selfish sort of nature for Giles. He believes that kind of weakness as a person would make him weaker as a mentor. But I think the point of the episode is it's actually the reverse. When gradually over the 3 seasons his walls come down, it makes him more and more effective as Buffy's personal mentor. Because by the time he hits season 3, he's fucking cool. Like he's been through a shit ton. And if you remember, they do this deliberately with how he wears shit. He's much more relaxed, less ties, less tweed jackets, more just shirts. And you have the helpless episode where he gets a bit oversteps some lines with Buffy, but then you bring in Wesley and you see how far Giles has come as a sort of character. But combined then, of course, with the shame of the history, but that's out now, so it's just a matter of accepting what it is. And Buffy's more than happy to be like, hey, yeah, you got fucked up stuff in your history. Like you're talking to is the girl who burned down the gym, right? So it's just like, right. We'll keep going. It's okay.
And Miss Calendar needs time.
Yeah.
Needs a little time. She does. It's not so much fun anymore. It's not fun and games with demons. And you bring up Wesley, and it makes me think about, we'll discuss this more, but Giles always remains good.
Yeah.
Wesley does not. So, I mean,
he doesn't mean by good.
Well, Wesley is a darker version of the Giles character arc, and a much better one, by the way. It's much darker. He's not good. He gets done what needs to be done, knowing what they're fighting, knowing they're not in a good fight, but some of the stuff he does is less than honorable.
What I was going to say is, like, it depends on what version of this you're talking about, because like Wesley season 3 is kind of, morally speaking, the worst he gets in the whole show. And what I mean by that is he's so cowardly. He nearly like sells people out. But then you move into Angel season. Sorry, people, you're getting spoilers slightly. Okay, like this is how this works. We try to avoid it, but there's so much I want to talk to Gary about. Like this is gonna how it works. But Angel season 1, he's already getting better on that front, right? And by the end of Buffy season 3, but then the darker arc he goes on later. There's a lot of decisions that audience members have trouble with saying anything other than, man, that's badass.
Yep. Yep. Well, somebody threw up like what character has the best character arc, and I threw up Wesley about a month ago. And you just look at the two images, the contrast of the two images of, I just picked an early one and a much later one, and it's like it's a totally different character.
No, it's insane. And the thing I always want to push about him, it's not necessarily about how much I enjoy where he ends up compared to where he was, but it's phenomenal work how slowly it happens.
Yep.
They go inch by inch. It is insane. It's almost episode by episode sometimes, the way that he talks, the way that he holds himself. You remember the first, let's just say he has 6 seasons of content. His first like 2.5, he'll slip he'll fall over, he'll clumsily attack me. Like gradually that just goes very slowly. They just stop having him be so useless in combat because he's training, he's getting better. And then there's of course the way that he talks, how he holds himself, how he like delivers information, what things he gets going on in his background and stuff. They move it. I've never seen more impressive move from a character arc. It's why it's my favorite. I have nothing but compliments for how they did it. And it's funny because they had the freedom to do it because he wasn't an important character. They could mess around with him.
And then he became one because they had that freedom.
He's a lot of people's favorite because of the work they did. And you know, there's such a proof in the pudding, so to speak, of when they do the spin the bottle episode. It's Angel season 4 because Alexis Denisov switches back into season 3 Wesley, and it's like almost scary how it's like, holy shit, we've come far.
Those will be fun. So the next episode is a 2-part. Well, the next 2 are 2-parter.
Yes.
What's My Line? Part 1 and 2. Drusilla's sick. Spike wants her to get better, and they're going to use Angel.
Yeah, we're basically paying off this storyline now. This, as far as I'm aware, is the end of Spike's initial design as a character for this show. Yep. He takes up the first half of the season because they need someone to fill that role until we get the other part of the story in. And so this arc is supposed to lead to his death and boosting back up Drusilla, who then facilitates the judge, who then gets Angelus, and that's the rest of the season. However, James Masters is just too fucking entertaining.
Yes, he was.
And so this is the thing, right? A lot of people say, like, yeah, against Joss's wishes, which would have pissed him off. It's like, dude, Joss is the reason he would have been alive. Joss would have been the one to keep him alive. He would have had maximum control at this point.
Yes. And I mean,
a big thing that plays into it is you want people to like Spike, but you don't want people to think he's a good guy, which ends up being a troublesome thing the more the show continues because he's
very
a vampire.
Troublesome.
Which, the show gets very aware of that. But, you know, there's all speculation about exactly how it's supposed to work. But the thing is, it's so obvious, much like, by the way, Lorne would be the Angel equivalent. And there's other characters in other TV shows. I'm sure you have loads of examples where the actor and the writing is just too good and they're getting more screen time because it's just working too well. And Spike's the core example for me because it's so obvious how much they didn't want him to be doing too much, and he becomes immensely important as the show goes on.
Yeah, and they recognize that while they were shooting, and then they get that feedback loop, right, from the audience. And I mean, girls love them a bad boy. Everybody loved the peroxide punk rock dude as a vampire. So, and I like Drusilla. This is when Drusilla is still like cool. Right.
Yeah, no, I think this is peak Drusilla as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Where she's still a little crazy. When he yells at her, she goes, "Oh." You know, it's like
we don't see before. It's again, those two, they really did their job of making the first half of this season work before we get the flip on Angel, which, you know, is what makes this season like borderline famous for a lot of fans. That's the narrative choice. Obviously, we're not there yet, but still nice and bold.
No, so we're heading up. They're doing career day. They're doing career day. Buffy's, you know, I don't have any future. I won't even bother. What was Xander's prison guard? Is that what
I think he gets prison guard and Buffy gets cop, right?
Cop, and she should. That's what Giles says. Have you ever thought about law enforcement? Like, that's good.
That's a thought. Have you ever thought about it?
I know.
They're fighting for ages over whether or not she can actually have a job, and then he's just like, "Well, then, have you ever thought about being police lady?" And then she does the thing where she motions with the flashlight like a cop. It's funny.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. So eventually, there's the prison guard part right there. Oh, a book is stolen. That's right.
This is the episode, by the way, where I remembered there's a huge pattern in the way that they write some jokes in all of Buffy and Angel. It's a particular thing that I assume it's Mutant Enemy, or maybe Joss Whedon. I don't know. But what they do is they always take an idiom or saying, and they'll have a character ask a question about it because it doesn't make sense to them. So off the top of my head, up to this point, it was like whole 9 yards.
Yes.
9 yards of what? Like, what is that even? Where is it? And then they're walking. I think it's Willow and Buffy, and they're like, "Do you ever see a thumb and say, oh boy, that thumb is sore?" Like in relation to you stick out like a sore thumb. They do so many of these across the season because it's just like, I guess it's banter, and it does work. I find them fun.
Well, it is fun, and that's the thing. Joss Whedon is a very clever dude, and the problem is so many people have tried to replicate him who aren't clever.
Yeah, we're kind of in that bog, like and have been for a while.
Do you know why? This is a theory. You can confirm it because you're actually, well, you're Welsh, British.
British.
Yeah. You know, Joss Whedon did some learning over there in the UK, and I think a lot of his humor came from British humor because the humor in Buffy feels like because British humor is a little more clever. It just is. It requires a little thought, you know, and it feels like it's inspired by that. And if you guys don't know, Buffy and Angel was huge over in the UK. Like it was big here, but it was still culty. Right. When I went over to the UK in 2003 and I walked in Forbidden Planet and they had this massive Buffy section. I'm like, I've never seen anything like this in America. Just an entire Buffy section. So that's when I knew. I said, oh wow, and it was it had just finished. Like Angel was still going when I was there, and Buffy was done. So we go. A book is stolen. So they steal a book out of Giles' library. He goes, they stole one of my books.
I love that shit. Yeah.
Yes.
But yes, so once again, this is something to bring up too, right? Because they've got this cross, whatever, and this ritual's being planned. We have about 7,000 instances of. Turns out there's a crypt in one of the graveyards in Sunnydale that has an item that's so important that's going to do crazy apocalyptic shit, and you know, Buffy saw, or someone saw a dude doing something with it. Giles gets a book out. He's like, oh yeah, it turns out this is the Flim of Flam, and it's going to do this. And it's like, oh god. And I'm just like, guys, you need to clear out all the crypts and get all of the items that are special. Like, you need to do that now. Over the course of the show, they will get way more from all of these little crypts.
Yeah, one of the vampires is trying to decipher like archaic Latin, and it was written that way on purpose, just in case this information gets in the wrong hands, which it did. And of course, they need to get a key to decipher the archaic Latin, which they find at that crypt that you were talking about. So they're stealing more stuff, and they're just kind of curious, but Giles can't quite put it together. In the meantime, they got the Drusilla and Spike. This is one of those cases where, what was the name of the bounty hunter crew that they were going to bring in the...
Oh, fuck! Why do I not remember this? Because it's funny. It's a better version of the 3, but it's still silly.
Yeah,
like they make a huge deal out of these guys.
I gotta look them now.
Someone in chat will know. I don't know why I'm blanking on that. Order of Taraka, yeah.
Order of Taraka. Thank you. And they make it sound like this is badass. Here comes the Order of Taraka.
They make it seem that if you get targeted by them, you need to disappear.
Angel's freaking out. He's like, you got to run, Buffy. I've got this.
Well, do you remember, it's the beginning of the episode after part 2, where it begins, they're just like, so those Order of Taraka guys are not chasing you anymore. It's like, cool.
Yeah.
it's ADR, I'm pretty sure, as well. And it's just like, well, we dealt
and
with
some
that.
of them are human, right?
Well, it's a cool idea, right? Like a guild of bounty hunters that all get sent one target and they'll do anything to destroy them. And it's like, oh yeah, that sounds kind of scary. They never come up again.
They never do. But you have one that's all the worms, and then you have the big dyke woman, and then the biker.
Is he a demon or is he just an angry man?
I didn't know. They kill him.
Yeah, with the ice skate, right?
With an ice skate. So I'm like, is that a human? And I still, like, how many times I've watched it, I'm like, did she just kill a human? He's got to be a demon. He's got, because, you know, she didn't.
He had a funny eye.
He had a funny eye, so he's a demon.
He's a demon.
And that's, dude, this is the one cringe scene. Is like, she goes, I have to go do something. They're like, oh, we gotta, you know, cram to find out what the hell's going on. Buffy's like, you don't need me. I'm not good with books. I just get snacks. And she goes off to ice skate. And there's just this fucking ice skating scene I have to get through. It's so cringe.
Season 2
And
has
it's
a
like,
couple
look
of
at Buffy ice skating.
dude. This is the thing, man. There's so many scenes in 2 and 3 that are like Buffy Angel things that I'm just like, listen, both of you will benefit from separating, okay?
So Buffy gets attacked at the ice skating rink by that biker looking dude
Yeah.
from the Order of Turaka, not Turok. Okay. No, that's a dinosaur hunter. Turaka. An angel comes in and saves her. Now, they try to really avoid that a lot in this show. Like, there's a lot of times where Angel just could have come in and saved Buffy, and they really make sure Buffy handles things on her own. And she kind of, she's the one who slices his throat with her ice skate, ice skate.
Yeah, they try to 50-50 a lot of the time, which is obviously like we don't do that anymore. Dude, I was rewatching Toy Story 4. I know this sounds retarded. If you don't care, I get it, but I do. Like, you have Woody, who's this expert veteran 50s toy who's lived for like 70 years doing everything that all the rules of that world work with, right? Like, so you know how to be secretive, you know what to do for kids and all that sort of shit. And then he gets like taught throughout that movie by Bo Peep on how to be stealthy, on how to construct plans, how to lead people. It was mind-numbing watching it again. I was like, I forgot how fucking stupid this movie is. And I was like, when did this come out? I was like 2019. I was like, makes sense. Bo Peep, if you remember in the first 2, is the damsel in distress / the girl who gives him support and wants him to be able to beat the day no matter what. In the 4th movie, she's like a fucking crazy action star and telling him and Buzz where to go, what to do. And you'd be like, dude, it's a fucking Toy Story movie. I was like, yeah, Toy Story mattered, dude.
It did.
Like, it was really good.
Now, you know how I felt when I watched Incredibles 2. You probably felt the same way.
I mean, yeah, I like Incredibles more than Toy Story, dude. I can't fucking watch that second one ever again. First one's amazing. Second one's horrible.
Second one is fucking awful. And it's
written and directed by Brad Bird. I was like,
I know, and it's like, Bird,
happened?
My boy. I've gone to bat for that guy. I'm like, this is the guy who should direct Superman movies. And he's doing another animated thing for Netflix. It looks pretty good though.
Is that the ray gun one?
Yeah, that looks pretty
that's
cool.
one I'm interested in because he's wanted to do that forever. So it's like, please, 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 please nail it, dude. Please, please don't Incredibles 2 me again. That was mean.
Well, I dipped out at Toy Story 3, which
not a fan of that one, really.
Yeah. Quentin Tarantino calls it a perfect trilogy. Like, what?
Lord of the Rings is right there, dude.
It's right there. I don't think he likes Lord of the Rings. I think he's just more of a grounded guy. Either way. Yeah, I still had a kid who was young enough where it's like, I'm gonna go. But I'm not gonna see Toy Story 5. I
will be.
I know you will. But you know what I will be seeing because my wife thinks they're cute is Minions. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I won't be seeing Minions. If I've not seen a single Minions movie, and never will. I
really like this setting on my phone where the light's like just as dim as possible, so it's not really annoying anybody, and I'll just be on my phone the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, so Buffy stops the Order of Turaka guy. Giles is flummoxed right now. He's not sure what's going on. And Xander and Cordy go to a house, and that's where the worm guy shows up.
With Buffy's house, right? And then
Buffy's house, yeah.
He's come to kill her. He comes across them. I'll be honest with you. He apparently killed a whole bunch of people, maybe, ? But then when it comes to killing Xander and Cordelia, he's quite incompetent. To the point of I'm not even sure how he kills people.
Yeah, like the whole concept of him was the scariest one. He's just like this normal looking dumpy guy who looks like a salesman, and he turns into worms who are apparently very easy to defeat.
Very easy, yes. And it's sort of awkward. Versus as well, the most effective one out of all of them was Woman with Gun.
Woman with Gun. We've talked about this. They bring in guns so infrequently, right? But when they do, like a bazooka, it's really effective. So he shows up to the house, and Cordy, and this all leads up to Cordy and Xander, which I think was kind of funny. It
is. And matches how some things happen in real life,
Oh, absolutely. They hate each other, but they really didn't hate each other.
there was a line at one point from Xander, I think. Oh, well, there's a couple good Xander. I almost want to point him out because like Xander is funny, and a lot of people don't seem to give him the credit for that. Some of the lines he comes up with. Do you remember when they're talking about their jobs and stuff? And
Yep.
I think Snyder is like chewing him out again for whatever. And Xander says, "I might just want to go to principal school to see what it's like in your shoes." Not your actual shoes, of course, because you're a tiny person. And then he says something back. He says something brutal to it, right? Like Xander's an idiot or sucks, or he has no future, whatever. And then he's like, "I'm glad you feel so comfortable to be that honest with me. I can only wish one day that I can be as honest with you." It's like it's like borderline threats in the way Xander makes jokes. It's a lot of good shit. And this is what you were saying, right? Like there's a bit of underlying wit that I think really benefits the show when other elements aren't there, you know?
I think it carries it a lot.
Yeah.
So this is where we get the big revelation towards the end. You know, they're trying to get to the bottom of this. Angel goes to Willie's bar to shake him down. And eventually we meet Kendra, the Vampire Slayer.
A point of contention for so many people because my God, that accent. Oh,
that accent is so bad. I am Kendra.
The Vampire Slayer. Oh man.
She's from Wakanda.
I think they really should have opted to just have her from somewhere distant from America, but somewhere that the actress could pull it off, you know. It's nothing but awkward, man. And,
it is really bad. It is really bad. But she's able to what was that?
Cheek fight. Like because Buffy says chick fight. And then
I know. I love it when Buffy makes fun of her accent. That's something they probably wouldn't even do nowadays.
No, they wouldn't, because they wouldn't let her do the accent, and then they wouldn't let Buffy make fun of it.
No. But she traps Angel at Willie's, right? And the sun's going to come up, and then she fights Buffy, and they have a truce, and she figures out Buffy's pretty surprised to see another Slayer there, but they quickly surmise that Buffy actually died in season 1, which called in a Slayer, which, Giles says, this is completely unprecedented. I don't know what to do. And we start figuring out pretty quickly that Kendra can't talk to boys. She's just a Slayer. She doesn't have a personal life at all. It's a mission, and she's seeing Buffy live this life. She's like, you have friends?
Well, yeah, and ignoring the accent, there's stuff going on here. Like Buffy's whole contention is like, I don't get to live, I don't get to have a normal life because the Slayer's destroying it, versus this other Slayer who's basically like, it's an honor and a duty to commit fully to this job. And then Buffy's interest in having friends, in being more dynamic on that front emotionally, is precisely what like Kendra's missing.
Yep.
Because you get those scenes where Kendra and Giles are like bonding over fucking chapters of a book of trading, and Buffy's just like, what the hell is happening? Because like she doesn't, she's not a great student on that level. But simultaneously, it's precisely like the elements, because faith is going to be an important element of that as well, right? It's like a different concoction of traits. It's kind of like just different versions of Slayers. But yes, it's a fun payoff for her having drowned that we get another Slayer. But as I think we went over it before, it's like, seems a bit of an exploit though, that
a little bit,
that you could start sporting as many Slayers as you want. But I guess headcanon, all signs in this show point to the Watchers don't like the Slayers.
Yeah.
And there's plenty to read into in terms of like, because they've historically been unable to control them the way that they want, or that they're, I don't know, it's just like it's a power that they have their different ways of doing shit, like spell casting or ritual, and they're just like, someone who can punch really hard is not necessarily who they're after, or whatever. They just don't seem to care that much. But half of that could be, you can read into why that might be, and the other half is just, I don't know, they just didn't care, unfortunately, on the writing side of things for world building on the Watchers. Which again, if the show was to be perfectly recreated, I would want way more Watcher shit.
Well, yeah, you can get into like, well, how did the first Slayer you get deeper into, because that's much later, how she gets her powers, like where they come from.
Yeah.
And you can play with that a little bit. I love
When you
when
get as well the Crazy Slayer as an example of you don't necessarily
Uh-huh.
want to be starting spawning them. You got to be careful. I love that episode so much.
Yeah. So when Xander and Cordelia escape that guy, and they get a scene of Xander like hosing Cordelia down.
And he keeps going.
He keeps going. And she takes off. And this is where we get to the career fair, and that's where the big butch cop woman is, and start shooting.
She shoots
everybody.
Oz.
She shoots Oz.
Like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I've been shot. All of his lines are always like, huh?
Yeah, Seth, like Oz is, everybody liked Oz. He's a likable character, but there's not much to him, and it's not like Seth Green was actually stretching his acting chops with Oz. Let's be real. Okay.
No, he has. It's almost like his performance being understated gives him a layer people look into really hard. Which I'm fine with. It makes him unique, and he doesn't speak much, but when he does, the whole idea is you're supposed to think a bit about what he just said. It's supposed to like imply a lot.
Oz is the kind of person you would call autistic.
One of the only relationships, I'm not a huge fan of the hookups in Buffy and Angel totally. Like of all of them, there's not many where I'm like, yeah, that's good. But Willow and Oz is one of the only ones where I was like, yeah, this is good shit. Like, they got good chemistry. And the storyline is pretty solid. It's lots of good twists and turns and payoffs and stuff. For example, like Buffy and Angel together, it's like never really. It's not something
that was not going anywhere.
I just don't. It's not for. It feels like it's not for me. It feels like it's for teenage girls. The aspect of the show, I'm just like, yes,
yeah.
Gunn and Fred never did anything for me. I never really cared. Which is funny because Fred and Wesley get what, like a day, and that was way.
And there's way more to it. Yeah. So after Oz gets shot, and they're figuring out that Spike and Drusilla are going to capture Angel, and through a ritual, it's going to make Drusilla better and
like
kill Angel.
Saps his energy into her or something. It's all very strange. Dude, there's that bit I really love where the cop lady desperately grabs Jonathan as a hostage. And she pulls out a knife on him, and everyone's just looking at her like, what are you doing? Then she just throws him and runs away. like she's like, I don't even know what I'm doing, really.
And honestly, I don't know what happens to him after the final battle. They don't all die, right? Or maybe they do. Not really sure. But then, so Kendra and Buffy shake down Willie because he's just there to get his ass kicked. Now he had given Angel to Spike. He had given up Angel to Spike, so Buffy figured that out. And they go to the big church, and they have the fight with the Order of Turaka. Now I want to say Turok. I want to say Turok now.
Turaka.
And yeah, this is supposed to be Spike's end. So they take a weakened Angel out, and Kendra has her shirt cut. And because, as you brought up earlier, Buffy and Kendra have a conversation, and Buffy says, like, technically, you're a great fighter. You're better than me, but I'd still kick your ass because, you don't really think out of the box. There's nothing intuitive. You're just by the numbers. So Kendra,
Buffy gets a lot of environmental kills in her time. Like she'll be losing a fight and then she'll figure something out. It's how she does it a lot. It's rare that Buffy just wins because she's so strong and the person just gets defeated that way. It's like there's usually someone else. Like I said, she loses to Spike a couple of times. What's interesting in their fight is Spike is beating Kendra, Buffy is beating the police lady, and then they switch over and like to better balance the fight because Spike was always going to beat Kendra. There's like no chance for her.
Yep.
The thing is, I like the respect they give to Spike's abilities. He's like, throughout the whole show, he's too good because he's too familiar with Slayers as well.
Well, and that shows you how Buffy is different because they bring it up later. It's like, this is the one Slayer you can't beat. Like, she's got something on you. Who else is very environmental and wins with a lot of luck and help? Harry Potter.
I think I'd say the Doctor.
The Doctor thinks his way out of a lot of shit.
I meant like using the environment. He'll often.
Yeah.
It's not going to be he punches someone to death. It's going to be he pushes a button, does a thing. You know.
Not unless it's John Pertwee. That was Karate Doctor. That was Kung Fu Doctor. So they escaped that they're at the end of the fight here. They get Angel out, and basically a big wall collapses on Spike and Drusilla, and that seems like it. And they get out of there, and they don't check the body, but they're convinced they're.
Well, I'll give them room on this because the place was burning down. Vampires don't do well with fire, so I could buy that. One, they can't stay there, and two, they might have assumed they're dead from the fire.
And Kendra gets sent back home, and we'll see her again.
We will see her one more time.
We will see her one more time. We will see her one more time. But that's it. And then the next episode is, did I skip one? I must have skipped Ted, didn't I? No, I didn't. That's next. Why did I? Oh, I skipped it on my thing here. Probably because that was my brain. Like, how much do you want to talk about Ted?
Well, I mean, just wrap it up. What's my line? Part 1 and 2.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's like kind of fine. It's not. There's nothing. Yeah. There's so many pieces about it that I think are really undercooked and kind of embarrassing. But then there's like ideas that I appreciate in it about giving a contrasting Slayer the career day, like pointing out different aspects of the characters that they have to deal with, and then giving Buffy these choices about how does she feel about being a Slayer. There's like this stuff in here. It's just also it's just so season 2-ish in terms of like they haven't figured this out yet.
Don't you think? Okay, I've always felt that I thought they brought in the other Slayer too soon. Right. And Kendra wasn't great. I thought that's something you could definitely do because she died. But I thought, bringing her in the first part of season 2 was a little too soon. Particularly what they did with her, which was nothing.
Again, really cool shit is Angel fucks with Spike and he's hoping to get Spike to kill him before they can do the ritual. And he does it by talking about Drusilla with all different shit. It works on your first way through, but when you see all the shit from Angel season 5, and then you watch this again, it works like triple factor.
Yep.
Again, I have nothing but respect for them to be able to have weaved the story like that. It's top tier. Spike's always been pissed off with Angel for how he's got like a connection to Drusilla that Spike doesn't.
Yep. And it's got a great payoff. And again, it's not perfect, but this show is pretty tight with its own canon. It will definitely play with some stuff, but the payoffs are great. Another show that's great with that, MauLer, that you need to watch is Venture Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Venture Brothers is great with that stuff. So Ted, John Ritter episode. Not really sure what the message of this episode is other than I hate stepfathers. I don't know.
This one for me is so annoying because half of it is like a cool idea and then they bail out because they don't want to be doing this yet. They clearly just they bite off more than they can chew. It's kind of a shame. So like if we want to set a foundation here, there is a guy who had a wife. She died and he wanted to
she left him.
And then he because he made a robot version of himself, right? Or that's what Ted is?
Ted is a robot version of himself. I can't remember now. And I just watched the episode.
No, I know. I don't know why I'm blanking on it. I thought I knew this back to front. But if we go with that, the robot starts like collecting wives infinitely and killing them.
Yes. And bringing them back home and trying to replace his wife.
Yes. His wife left him, so he made a better version of himself. I think that's it. Yeah.
And the thing is, they never really get into that. They explain that at the very end.
It is insane. The technology, would have been taken to do that and how early it was made. Cause it's like an old robot, right? It's from a while ago.
Yeah. Ted killed his wives because he was a robot duplicate created by a sickly, unsuccessful inventor in the 50s whose own wife had left him.
He's a 50s robot.
He's a 50s robot. And his wife left him. He was dying, so he made a copy of himself. That robot went out and got his wife, and then kept getting wives once they died, and collecting wives.
this to me is like the Buffy's still got things to work on end of this episode of like, okay, that's all very insane. But like, sure, whatever. The part of it that I borderline fall in love with is the Buffy having to deal with the fact that she used her abilities and power to justify, like, she kind of goads herself into being hit so that she can get a self-defense like go ahead to hit back and then kill someone, which is a really interesting aspect of having power, right? I forget, there's a film about this, there's some different stories, but like, just because you defeated someone in self-defense does not actually mean you're in the clear if you have way more capacity to kill than they do. It's kind of like the problem with the Dawn in Captain Marvel. It's like, oh, well, it was self-defense. It's like, Captain Marvel's a god. She has nothing to worry about. It's like, it would be
There's no
insane to
self-defense
suggest.
here. Yeah.
Even if he was to have punched her, it would do nothing. If she kills him for it, it's like, yeah, that's not actually valid. It's not self-defense at that point. It'd be like an ant is crawling onto your shoe and you crush it and you're like, sorry, self-defense. You're like, well, I don't think
Yeah,
not to say you go to jail for killing an ant, but you know what I mean. It's like, there's nothing. So Buffy has to wrestle with that for a little bit, and they do make reference to it in the episode. It's like, it's your responsibility not to be using your power that way. Like, that's not how it works.
No.
But then him turning out to be a robot, they kind of stop dealing with that, and then the episode clears up, and I was like, oh man.
No, the whole episode should have been about dealing with that death, and then you kind of wrap it up. They also should have given us way more context of like how, instead of just Willow at the end going, yeah, apparently he was like this inventor, and it's really sad. He was a really brilliant guy. He's good technology. Yeah, the robot just collected wives.
But there's some good quotes. Like, I think Cordelia says, shouldn't there be different rules for Buffy? I think Willow says, sure, in a fascist society. So she goes, yes, why can't we have one of those?
And John Ritter was good in it. I mean, the
Yeah.
Ted cover drops kind of quick. Wish it would have lasted a little longer, but you know,
there's an episode there, but I think they unfortunately, this is still so much evidence of they haven't got the balance right fully yet, between the supernatural and the sort of meaningful theme aspect, because this episode just clearly flips from Buffy having to wrestle with having done something horrifying that she has to deal with versus the, what if a robot was made in the 50s and it became a serial killer that then dated Buffy's mom and she has to kill it? It's like, okay.
It might have sounded good in the pitch room, but yeah.
Don't stand for this kind of malarkey. No, I like him in the episode. I think there's a good episode in here if you just reformat, move things around. But as it stands, Ted is typically seen as one of the ones where I'm like, ooh, all right, let's do it.
Yes. And then we get to Bad Egg. So it's like it's two kind of subpar episodes right in a row.
Things to enjoy in them, but yeah.
Things to enjoy in Bad Eggs. I like Bad Eggs more. So they have a school assignment to do the parenting for an egg. And
I like the Gorges. They're funny.
The Gorges are good. The cowboy vampires, which are just, stereotypical hicks, but they're funny.
They deserve more appearances because remember, he comes back in season 3.
He does.
And he escapes, but then he never comes back again. I was like, oh man. Because it's another reason why I like Mr. Trick so much is any bad guy that recognizes they're about to lose and gets the fuck out.
Yep.
And then comes back working for someone else. We were talking about this with the stupid ass Black Widow movie. Taskmaster should have been that in the MCU.
Yes.
Like a mercenary that works for a couple of the bad guys across the MCU and keeps escaping. It would have been so cool.
Yeah, the Taskmaster should have been a dude.
Obviously.
He is in the comics. And yeah, because the Taskmasters in the comic is pretty powerful. Is not
imagine
to be trifled with.
Imagine his first appearance was with like I don't know, Justin Hammer, for example. Iron Man 2, he hires him for a lot of money, and he's hired to go and kill fucking, I don't know, Tony or whatever, and gets the fuck out when he realizes he can't win and doesn't even get paid or whatever. Bye-bye. And then it's like, where do we see him next? Like, I don't know, Ant-Man. He pops up as he's working for, I forget the villain's name in that, but you know what I'm talking about. And just pieces across and then when you finally get to Yellow Jacket, yeah. And you get to a bigger event where he's actually got to make some decision, you know, because he's a mercenary. But is he happy to be paid if it means the end of the universe? Probably not.
No.
You know, there's plenty to do there. But yeah, that's how I saw Mr. Trick is a lot of fun for that in season 3. And there's just other characters like the Gorches where I was like, oh yeah, I love a recurring sort of slimy villain that's not actually a part of the main point of the episode, so you can have some fun with them coming back. Hey, it's like Ethan Rayne, you know?
Yeah, because they're there to be the stand-in vampires, like the token vampires, but they're not part of the bigger story. So there's some home ec teacher. I'm guessing it's home ec. I never went to home ec. Home economics, by the way. Maybe it's not home ec. Maybe it's some domestic shit. I don't know. I didn't go to high school that long. And they have to take care of the eggs, but there's something up with the eggs. Now, Xander's the smartest one of all of them.
Yeah.
Because he hard boils the egg. But they're supposed to take care of the eggs, and the eggs have these little tentacle things in them that take over their brain.
Everything's so bizarre. It's like thematically for this season, you're supposed to be doing, you know, like consequences of sex and parenthood, pregnancy, blah blah blah. But like it's like, what? So you gotta have an egg, and then you gotta look after your egg, and I'm just like, why wouldn't I just put it, I don't know, in the fridge or in a, like, what am I doing?
The egg is your baby, and you're supposed to feed it and make sure it gets a nap and burp it and do all that stuff, or hard boil it and just win.
Yeah, that seems to be the simple way of doing it. And then it's like, unfortunately, all these eggs happen to be tentacle creatures that are going to possess everybody. And it's like, okay.
And that's what they do. They possess everybody to dig out a alien glob, or not alien, a demon glob that's under the school.
Yes.
For what reason? To free it?
This is picked as one of the worst episodes of the season.
To make more eggs?
There's a big alien downstairs.
Yeah. And they have to dig it up, and everybody gets possessed. And you get to see a bunch of actors showing that they can't do manual labor, and they're trying to pick the kids so bad. I
like the visual of Buffy climbing out of it, like covered in the alien blood with the pickaxe.
That was good.
But yeah, so I mean, one of the bigger problems with this was they knock out Buffy and Xander, and then they leave eggs in the room with them that haven't even hatched. It's like, dude, if you had just put hatched ones on them immediately, Sunnydale's over.
Or just killed him.
Another example of, I don't like it when people knock Buffy out so easily. It's lame.
So yeah, the Gorch bros kind of catch, everybody's enslaved now, and they're digging up the alien at the end, and they walk in and they're like, what is this? And one of them gets pulled down by, it's not an alien, it's a demon.
Yeah.
An alien. And he gets eaten. And then Buffy's fighting with the vampires to fight off all the enslaved. This is where Xander punches Cordelia, and Buffy punches. It is. It really is. He's like, I don't want to hit you. Bam.
But eventually, my Bob, when she like grabs him or something, because he's trying to solve something, and she keeps like moving into him. But yeah, it's, you know, this is a little highlight here and there of things.
Yeah. Well, and at the very end, when Buffy gets eaten, and then she hacks her way out.
Yeah.
And climbs out of it, and then the one of the Gorch brothers like, I'm good, takes off, and they say, oh, it's a gas leak. Oh, of course, Joyce was there too, so everybody was there. And yeah, the only thing that really set up is Buffy and Angel, and the two vampires are like, why is Angel making out with a Slayer? I thought there were standards and rules, you know? There was a code. No, he said there used to be a code.
I think it's before they kill the big demon, but it's when they were because you just referenced, right, there's a moment where Buffy and one of the Gorches is like fighting together almost. I always like dynamic shifts like that, because they're surrounded in a bunch of enemies that are even more confusing. But I like when they see the situation as insane. I think he says, "This is all your fault," and then she just has to pause, and she goes, "How?" But But yeah, they're just like, oh, gas leak, everyone, gas leak. It
Yep.
was a gas leak. It's just like, yeah, I think the episode was a gas leak, honestly. Like,
It was, but it was charming. More, yeah, Ted's just annoying. I think Ted annoyed me. But then we get to the last two of this block, which is Surprise and Innocence, which is essentially a two-parter, right?
yeah, and this is where the show levels up a bit.
Yep.
Because whereas we were doing our formulaic sort of everybody is the characters you expect with some fun changes here and there, this is not only a big sign of like we're changing the shit out of this, but this episode feels like it's taking things more seriously, like the way it's filmed, the structure of the how everything's going to break down, and then of course like we are heading to Passion soon, where like it's the Passion's always just the first episode for me that can start ranking into like the best episodes of the whole series. It's like, ooh, what happened? What's going on here? I thought Bad Eggs and Ted were like what we're gonna be. It's like, well, you know,
well, it's kind of whiplash, you know.
it is.
With Innocence, it's Buffy's birthday is coming up, right? And what we sorry, I'm getting lost here. So Drusilla and Spike are going to they're digging up. They found the judge.
I think the judge is awesome, by the way.
The judge is awesome, and they brought back that actor from I can't remember his name from season
Brian
1.
Thompson.
Yeah,
he
showed up in everything in the 90s. He's in X-Files episodes, and yeah.
He's so much fun as the judge. I find he seems like kind of like he's invested in the whole destroy humanity thing, but he's just like, yeah, just give me a sec. I need to get my place. And also, you smell gross because you're like human.
You're human, yeah. So to be pure is to be pure evil. So Spike and Drusilla have to gather the dismembered parts of the judge and put him back together. And if he just touches you, you're dead. By the way. And this will, bring about the apocalypse, one of the many times it's going to happen in this series. And they want to use it to extinguish the Slayer.
Really cool design, and the lore of like he was defeated and separated into I think 6 or 7 major parts and then taken to other sides of the world. And you're like, oh, probably should have cut him up into more pieces, guys, but they didn't. And so he can be reassembled.
There we go. And this is all to the backdrop of they're going to do a surprise party for Buffy, right? And I'm trying to get my screen here going. Sorry. I really should move my camera one of these days. It's blocking my entire screen.
You're a professional. Don't tell people that.
I am not a professional. I am not a professional. Get up here.
This is also the first time we see Spike since What's My Line, where he is now in a wheelchair, and I always see it as like he is now joined the narrator of the episodes. He will be commenting on all the events, but won't be participating in them because that wasn't the plan. It'll be he'll be back in action at the end of the season, but for now he gets to be very funny.
Yeah, he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
For rest of the series, just commenting, and I mean a little bit in the cuck chair, MauLer.
Well, that's the thing. This is what I mean about how the later seasons play into this sort of history. Angelus likes to fuck with Drusilla anyway.
Yep.
But to also piss off Spike, that's a dynamic that like existed and kind of drove a wedge between them. And it starts to reignite with them here. And it actually has like some major consequences for Angel and his plan. This is what I mean about like that infusion of the history working in here. I think it just boosts all the storytelling immensely because Spike already hates him for all that shit that's gone on, and it starts to happen again while Spike is out of commission. Because, vampires, a little bit hedonistic, and Drusilla's happy to mess around with Angel, I think, and Spike's not happy about that.
And what are vampires supposed to be an allegory for in the show, at least when it began?
Well, I mean, your
adolescence,
demons, or like growing up without the. I mean, it's like unchecked, unfettered sort of id monsters, right? That's what they're supposed to be. So, him being in the chair, it's gonna fuck him over. But that will, when he reemerges, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
So Surprise opens up with Buffy having a dream about Angel being killed by Drusilla. And like they dial up the soap opera in these 2 episodes pretty high, but there's a reason for it.
Well, yeah, I mean they come through on the concern. You know, something that gets me is Joyce appears in the dream and she drops a plate that smashes, and then she'll do that a bit later in real life, and that's going to be a signal that the vision may have some truth to it, sort of thing. But I can't help but flash forward to that's going to be one of the first signs that something's very wrong with Joyce as she smashes a plate.
Yep. Do you think they meant to do that?
You find out some of these things are planted, and then some of the stuff they look back to see what they can work in. So it's possible that they did it that way. But you know, I'm trying to be fair. As much as I love this show, it's like it's probably a coincidence. There's a lot of pieces of imagery that are like, oh, did you do that? And it's like, well, we did 7 seasons of 22 episodes, so there's probably some stuff we did more than once.
Yep. So yeah, Buffy wakes up. She's all concerned. Angel doesn't have a shirt on for the ladies, and he's like, "I'm fine, Buffy. Look at me without my shirt on." And they're leading up to having sex.
My God.
Eventually, they're gonna have sex. But yeah, she's still what, and the reason Buffy's freaked out is because she was having dreams in season 1 about the Master, and those were coming true. Those were prophetic.
Yeah.
So at least when she tells Giles, he takes it seriously. He's like, well, you know, it is just a dream, but
Slayer dreams.
And they're planning for Buffy's surprise party. And Willow asks Oz. Well, Oz kind of,
yeah, that's a good example of the chemistry again. Like, this is not the main stuff that you and I are gonna care about a lot, but I still want to appreciate where they do it well, right? So like, I think he says, I'm thinking of asking you out, but I'm worried about doing it. Like he says it to her as though I'm
afraid you're gonna say no.
And then she's like, oh, well, if it helps, I'm gonna say yes. He's like, okay, cool. Will you go out with me? Then she's like, I can't. He's like, I like that you're unpredictable. She says, no, I gotta go to Buffy's birthday, but you can come with me. And it's just like, you know, the thing about a scene like that is that we're getting Oz into the group now, so he needs to find out about the vampire stuff. We just gotta get him in. So the scene needs to be, hey, come with me to Buffy's birthday. Okay. But they made it more fun. They made it more chemistry. That makes it so that you can buy that those two are starting to like each other more. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's not necessarily the stuff I'm super in this for, but at the same time, like, yeah, they really do good with those two, especially with this stuff.
Most interesting stuff is we find out about Miss Calendar, right? So,
dude, her uncle, dude, that actor, man, he pops up in all kinds of stuff. He was in Tomorrow Never Dies. He was the assassin in that Pierce Brosnan kills. Like, he's the one that's like, I was just doing a job, and then Pierce Brosnan's like, so am I, and just kills him. It's good shit.
Yeah, no, this guy was he was in Ghost.
He's in a whole bunch of stuff. He's got quite the look, you know. He's probably not playing many heroic characters, if you could put it like that.
No, I'm trying to find there he is. I'm trying to find a picture of him that we can share. He passed away some time ago. There he is. I wish I knew his name.
1 minute of happiness is 1 minute too much.
Is 1 minute? Yeah, this is where we discuss. We find out who Miss Calendar is, and she was watching the Watcher.
Yeah,
but not really the Watcher. She was watching Angel, because, as you know, he has been cursed by a gypsy tribe. Can we say we're not supposed to call them gypsies anymore? By the way.
Well, they do in this, and
yeah, I'm going to call them.
This show is hyper feminist, so we're allowed. This is what they told us to do. So, Gypsy curse from a group that he'd killed their like prized, famed daughter or something. Angelus did, which you get the scenes for in Angel. They will show you all of this eventually. It's kind of cool. But they took a serious revenge on him, where they put a curse on him to give him his soul back, with the pure intention of, with a soul, you have the capacity for guilt and like consciousness and understanding of, which makes you suffer. But of course, the weakness of the curse, which is what's fascinating, is like, you're not even really making the being that did this suffer. You're making a different being suffer at that point. But that's
Yep.
like that's fucking semantics at that point to them. And what's so interesting about the curse is the second you no longer feel guilt, it'll lift because it's not doing its job anymore.
And what Angelus did was killed a daughter of somebody and all their family members within this family of gypsies. So this is Miss Calendar's uncle, and he comes in and what you just said, he's asking about Angel, and it looks like he's starting to feel good, which he's not supposed to do. It's against the curse. So they're always watching him. They don't forget. Don't mess with gypsies. And she said, yeah, well, he found a girl. And that's where he says, well, he's not supposed to have a minute of happiness. That's too much. He's supposed to suffer forever like we've had to suffer. And tells her that she needs to get back to work. And her name is what? Anya? Was that her name? Her name is Anya. It's not Miss Calendar.
Oh,
do you
Yana,
think you are
Yana, I think it is.
Yana, sorry. Yana, you think you are this Miss Calendar?
You are of the Culverash people.
So yeah, he's our most beloved daughter of your tribe. So they call it tribe. So that's good. I feel better. And not that I would have cared that much at all. But I thought this was Miss Calendar became a more interesting character at this moment for me.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I also was quite aware, like, oh, all right, where are they going to go with this? And this does create problems. This definitely creates problems between her and Giles because they were starting to get back together at this point, right? If you care about the soapy stuff, they were starting to get back together.
This is because the leverage is in favor of her with those two after Giles' mistakes, but then it flips over when she gets her shit revealed in this two-parter.
Yeah, so they're trying to figure out this judge thing now because Spike. I love Spike and Drusilla always have a plan. MauLer,
They've got a ploy, some kind of crazy,
plan. So Miss Calendar has to. Her mission now is to.
By the way, a girl I was watching this show with called the judge Blue Thanos.
That's a good name for him.
She couldn't remember. She said, she was like, I loved when they killed Blue Thanos. I was like, oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, okay.
So she now has to break up Buffy and Angel by any means necessary and put an end to this. So she's, trying to work in the background to make this happen so they don't kill Angel, or I don't know. She doesn't love what she's doing, but she still has to do it. And it is kind of messed up that Miss Calendar has been lying to everybody this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they're setting up for the surprise party. They got it all ready to go. And then, of course, Buffy gets attacked by vampires. Well, she catches them stealing more stuff, right? The guy who's translating all the archaic Latin gets busted, and she kills one and breaks into her own surprise party. And this is where Oz gets to see a vampire get slayed for the first time. And they're kind of nonchalant about it. And then Oz goes, did anybody see the guy like turn into dust or disappear?
Exploded, yeah. They often say that in this show. It's like, did that guy just exploded?
No, it's like walking in the TARDIS. And then Xander goes, vampires are real. Demons are real. And Oz
he's
is
like, she'll
cool.
fill you in. He goes, actually, it makes a lot of sense. Which, do you remember the part? I think is it season 6 or 7 where a vampire gets killed in front of everybody in the bronze, and they all stop. They look at it, and then they carry on.
Then they carry on. Yeah. Good stuff. So, and then Angel's like, it's really laying it on thick. He's like, are you okay, Buffy? Are you okay? And they figure out that they're putting back together the judge, and they need to stop it right away. So Angel has to leave. He's like, I got to go, and I got to get on a ship. I got to get on a ship and leave. And she says, why can't you take a plane? He's like, vampire can't take a plane. I can't fly.
Yeah. Which is like a perfect solution for Jenny. She's like, all right, get Angel away. And then we also deal with the judge, and it's all good.
It really helps. So she's all, but it's my birthday. Typical girl. Like the world is on, the fucking line right now. And the girl's like, it's my birthday.
They do a lot of that. But like I said, it's just there's gonna be people in the audience who love this shit. That's all good. It's just not the stuff I care that much about these two. It's not even because someone was like, "Do you not like romance or anything?" It's like, no, I'm not even 100% sure of what it is. I think it might be what Gary was getting at. It's like it feels a bit melodramatic between these two, and I'm just like, yeah, shut up.
The best representation of any film ever of the dynamics of a relationship are Frozone in Incredibles when he's looking for his super suit. You know, all hell's breaking loose. Where is my super suit? And then I'm doing it for the greater good. I am the greatest good you will ever know. That is great fucking line. My wife loves that line, by the way.
The public is in danger, woman.
I know, it's so good.
My evening is in danger.
It's so good.
It's so fucking good. So Angel, and yeah, and of course, this seems like, man, this is perfect for Miss Calendar. This is going to work out great, isn't it? Except it doesn't, because they get to the shipyard and they get attacked by vampires.
Yep.
They get attacked. I don't know how much I should be showing. I don't want to get hit. But they get attacked by vampires, and Buffy and Angel have to come back at this point. And Miss Calendar's taken Angel to go get more clothes because they got wet. And I'm getting caught up here. Oh, and then, of course, we're going back to Spike and Drusilla, and they actually put the judge back together. So he's
this is actually pretty important. I consider this a huge sort of pin in the conversation about souls, or rather vampires. The judge says that Drusilla and Spike reek of humanity.
Yes,
and that's a curiosity for you, because Angel doesn't when he's Angelus. Stark contrast, and it's like, wait, what? Why? What does that mean? How does that work? And to me, this is one of those blatant sort of admissions that there's a huge difference between every vampire. Like, it's not the same. It's dependent on what like template they had as the human they took over, as well as, you know, just other factors of their experience and stuff. So why does Drusilla and Spike have so much humanity? And I would argue that Spike probably has notably more humanity as a vampire than most, certainly that the show portrays. And to me, it's the key aspect for what like makes the difference between a vampire and a human is the sort of ability to choose beyond your, dare I say, carnal instincts, right?
Yeah.
The split of id, ego, superego. If vampires are purely id, then they just do fundamentally whatever they like, almost a hedonistic interest is, right? So if in Angel's case, we know what that is. I mean, it's going to get more revealed over the course of the show, but Angelus absolutely adores causing pain. He loves inflicting pain on other creatures. That's like his whole thing. And part of the understanding of that would be that his template being Liam didn't have much of anything happening as a person. He had like no purpose, no flow or anything.
No.
It was like the demon had full house. There was like nothing to work with. Meanwhile, Spike being like a poet,
yeah,
extremely caring for like his mother, and basically just a full-on heartful person. The demon version is like, will relentlessly and passionately pursue all interests, and in his case, violence, love, you know, indulgence, smoking, drinking, fighting, all of it to the nth degree. And that to me is what the judge is picking up in Spike. It's like, you're filled with all of these, you're interested in fucking football and watch like drama TV shows and drinking and smoking and running around dancing, singing, whatever. Like, what is it? That's all shit to me. Like, versus Angelus, it's like, oh, you're like a serial killer. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, makes the show so much more fucking interesting.
It does. It does. And once you, I mean, again, Drusilla is a character that was, we talked about it last week, gets ruined later, but early on at this point, she's crazy, dangerous, and what Angel made her, right, to the point where, like, later on in the next episode, I guess we'll talk about it in the next episode, she even refers to it, but like kind of lovingly, like, oh, you completely, you know, tortured me before being turned, and it made me this crazy. And she has abilities that other vampires don't have. Now, did she have the visions before in real life too? Like, well,
Yeah, well,
when she was alive, so that stayed with her.
I always assumed that she had the same
Yeah.
sort of powers that like Doyle, Cordelia sort of
Yeah.
have, and she was using it to help people. Hence why I think that was another angle for why Angel was interested in her.
Yep.
Really fucking useful to have that kind of person on the team.
It really is. Really
And
makes for good
It's crazy
TV
this happens
too.
in season 2 of all places, but the like you have a bad guy that has the visions that can give you a preemptive warning on, because obviously that's how they get onto a Calendar's tale.
Yep. So there's the judge. The creature design in this show is pretty good sometimes, like the makeup. Sometimes it's not. But like in later seasons of Star Trek, if you know, an alien pretty much had some gobbledygook on their nose by the end and some weird ear, but they were just basically humans. They still kind of I love the demon designs in both shows, actually. So they put the judge back together and he gets to kill one of the vampires. And as you brought up, he doesn't have his full energy left, so he needs to feed for a little while.
He's got to touch him directly for now if he wants to get him.
He needs to touch people because before he didn't need to do that. And they see Angel and Buffy. He sees Angel and Buffy are there. So they have to book it out. And they get caught, but then they escape. And they're able to escape, through the floor and make it out through a manhole cover. Did you know in, I believe it was Berkeley, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, was it Oakland or Berkeley? They were going to change the name of manhole covers.
To person hole?
Just a cover, maybe a person hole, but yeah, they wanted to remove the name man from manhole covers.
Gary, did I tell you that in the new Lego Batman game, when you fight a bunch of goons, they are referred to not as henchmen.
Oh,
but
don't tell me.
Hench person.
No. Because women can be henchmen too.
When I read it, I couldn't believe it. I was like, you fucking kidding me?
Did they do that as a joke? If they did it as a joke.
Unfortunately,
no. Dang it.
The chat was making just people of hedge.
That's even better. That is something that Venture Brothers would do. People of hench. People of hench. So what happens is Buffy and Angel go home, go back.
They gotta get out of them wet clothes.
Get out of those wet clothes. And they have sex. They have sex.
Which has consequences.
And for the first time since he is cursed, Angel was happy. And we all know what happens then. It breaks the curse. He runs out going, Buffy! And that's where it ends.
It's funny as well. This is the originator of everyone sort of taking jabs, making jokes, and trying to form restrictions on Angel regarding the curse and having sex, when he has to talk about it eventually. It's like, that's not what the point of that quite was. It's more so he's happy in his life completely, not just having sex in general.
Yeah, it's not like he probably had sex. I don't know. He was eating rats for a long time.
Yeah.
But, he probably maybe he hooked up a little bit. But he's all, Buffy! No. And that's it.
Thankfully, Angel had time to get dressed before he left. Yes, he needed to be more cinematically clothed.
I know. He's like, putting on his clothes. I'm changing. No, where's my jacket? And we get Angelus, which is kind of fucking awesome. And
yeah,
it's great. It's horrible and it's great what he does to Buffy when she's looking for him for a while. So we'll lead up.
Maybe
to
you can better capture this, because of course I started watching the show when season 3 was coming out as a kid, so memory's a bit tough on this.
Oh no, I watched it. You watched it more in order than I did.
Oh well,
I caught it super late.
Just in a cultural way, it's like, damn, you turned the heartthrob into the villain for in an instant switch. That's kind of a risky move.
It is. Cool. It was definitely in the zeitgeist. So the comic shop I went to in the 90s called On Comic Ground in San Diego. That's all people would talk about is the latest Buffy episode. And I'm like, God damn it. So yeah, Spike's still in his wheelchair. So a hooker, a lady of the night, sees Angel on the ground. She's like, "You okay, buddy? You want me to call 911?" And then he gets up and he's Angelus and he feeds on her. He's like, I feel. The best part is she's smoking a cigarette.
She
right?
takes a breath in. He bites her on the neck, sucks out the smoke, and then lets it out himself.
Yeah, that's good.
That's what we call style. I think it was an excellent choice in order to translate to the audience quickly. He just eats someone immediately. It's like, so something's very wrong.
Yeah, but this must have been kind of mind-blowing if you're watching it for the first time. So they're in the library. They're with Miss Calendar, and they're starting to figure out that she knew.
It's getting a little suspicious.
Yep. And then Angel
he goes back to Spike and Drusilla.
Goes back to Spike and Drusilla.
Judge almost ninjas on him, like, haha, and then gets it was like, you can't burn him because there's no humanity. None.
Well, yeah, because he comes in and he teases him. He's all, there's no justice. I won't, that I'll fight for justice. And Spike's like, you'll never give up. And the judge walks up and touches him. And they're like, that's where he says, there's no humanity to be found. He's all, yep.
You know what's so good about that is, like I said, it adds to this huge conversation about souls and vampires and stuff in a way that I find fascinating. But it's also just really great shorthand that why Spike and Drusilla would believe him. Because if you remember, he's fucked with them before, not only in this show, but we find out later several times in history. So it's like, how do they know that this isn't Angel? It's like, well, they got the judge who's basically a soul detector.
Yep.
It's like, well, there you go.
And he calls him pure.
Yeah.
When he touches me, he calls him pure. But Angelus is back, and he said I couldn't. He is pure, and he's all, I couldn't have said it better myself. And they're all, Angel, yeah, baby, I'm back.
Is it the prior scene? I think it is because they were discussing the fate of Buffy and Angel, right? And I think it's Xander who's like, we got to go save him. I think Willow backs him, and Giles is like, "What? I don't. If they didn't manage to pull it off, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do much better." And then they're like, "Well, fuck it, we do it anyway, right?" And then Buffy turns up, and then I think Willow says, "Like, we were coming to rescue some of us anyway." And then Giles goes, well, I would have.
I would have done it. He was just being a little cautious.
I like the idea that he says, like, I would have advised against it, but I still would have done it.
But Angel tells Spike and Drusilla to lay low, and like, I'll have her by the evening. So
also, do you remember Drusilla's talking about the stars, and Spike is like, you can't see the stars, love, that's the ceiling, and it's day.
And I named them. So Buffy goes back to Angel's pad, and he's there, and he's playing it cool. He's like, she's like, where'd you go? You didn't tell me. He's like, I just went out.
Oh, this scene. This one is, there's a couple of these in Buffy, but this is such an allegory scene. Like,
yes.
You know exactly what they're doing. They do it pretty well. Basically the guy who turns on the girl when he's got what he wants.
Yep.
The dialogue is excellent here, by the way. The way he like tears her down, and knowing it's Angelus having so much fun as well. Doesn't he at the same time he says she was like really bad in bed. He also describes her as a pro, as though she's around.
He basically insinuates she's bad in bed, and she's all, was it me? Was I not good? He's all, no, you were great. You were like a pro. And she's like, why are you saying this to me?
Listen up, it was a good time. And he just fucking brutalizes her.
Yeah. It wasn't a big deal.
Did you say like I'd want to stick around after that? You got a lot of things to learn about men, kiddo.
Yeah, that's the line that's coming. It's not like I've never been there before. It's not like the birds are going to start singing and the sun's shining.
He said it was a good time. Let's not make a big deal out of it.
I should have known you wouldn't be able to handle it. He just rubs it in, dude. and walks out, and she's broken. Angel. And yeah, you can tell he's in. And she says, "I love you." He said, "I love you too."
Yeah, all of it is just he's having fun.
Oh yeah, you can tell he's enjoying the hell
It's
out
part
of
of
it.
what makes him such a good villain is we have a really solid build up for why he's not just killing everybody. It's like it's not what he wants to do. He likes causing pain as much as possible, and sometimes that can involve killing, but a lot of the time it doesn't.
No, so Miss Calendar runs into her uncle again, and they find out that yeah, it looks like Angelus is back.
I think you only ever see him in this room, that actor, and I always wondered,
do.
like, did they only have him for an hour?
They might, yeah, they might have only had him for a little bit. Then Angel, I mean, eventually comes in and kills him.
Yeah.
And eventually Miss Calendar is found out, and she has to confess that she is there keeping an eye on Angel, which really pisses off Buffy and pisses off Giles to the point where there's one scene where
Dude,
she's like,
when she slams her down, it's awesome.
Yeah,
in the middle of a class. And it's funny because Giles is like, okay, everyone just leave. I'll sort this out. Don't worry. Can you imagine seeing that shit? You'd be like,
yeah, and that's where Giles finds out. So like Buffy comes in the middle of class, slams down Miss Calendar and says, "You're going to tell me everything." Giles is like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody leave." And then Miss Calendar starts answering like she knows, and you could see the change. And this is where Anthony Stewart Head just fucking rules. You see the change in his face immediately, like, "Oh, this bitch knew. What the fuck?"
When you put anyone against Buffy for him, he basically is like, "Sorry, I'm never going to choose you over her." Like, so you kind of screwed her over, and you screwed all of us over. So he's just like, yeah, it's like you're kind of done.
Yep. Angel does might be a little out of order here, but Angel goes back to school and captures Willow.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a couple of things going on. We kind of moved past it, but I mean, it's just worth a highlight. Like Xander gets caught being with Cordelia by Willow, and she has like a freak out, which this is very teenage drama stuff, but I still think they actually handle this sort of stuff pretty well. Like she kind of blows up on him because they've been setting this up and working with it. She's very interested in him, and he won't reciprocate at all. And to the point where he's now doing shit with Cordelia, which is like the person they agreed to hate together. So it's like a double betrayal as far as she's concerned. And and in any other case, it would be easy to just dismiss her and be like, you kind of being petty and annoying, Willow. But when she says it just means you'd rather be with anyone than be with me, even someone you hate. And she says it like really tearfully, and you're like, oh, it's kind of sad.
It was. And then she gets captured by Angel and almost dies.
Well, and I love that scene because Xander's the one that
Xander saves her
to pick up what's going on and saves her. Yeah, and Angel's fucking creepy in that scene. In Angelus, I guess I should say. He's
in the shadows.
Who turned out the lights?
Yeah, no, it's really good. And he's got Willow and Miss Calendar's, talking to him, and then Xander has the cross in his hand, so he ends up saving her and gets pushed away. And then Buffy shows up, and he pretty much levels Buffy and leaves, and she's just broken. She's sitting on the floor, just absolutely broken. And they can't have her being broken right now. This is why you don't fall in love with vampires, I guess.
No, and it's going to have major repercussions, her inability to kill Angel faster. It's going to be a big contention for the remainder of the season now. She needs to get going, but she won't be able to. And the few opportunities she has by not doing it are going to, unfortunately, have some bad results. Which, I respect, considering this is still the earlier parts of this series, but they like their consequences, and it'll lead to the best episode of the season.
I'm trying to get this line here. Nobody knows me like you do, Drew. And Spike's like, I know you. So Spike is like, this is where Spike's starting to break away. He's like, I'm not liking this. I mean, it hasn't fully happened yet, but he's starting to feel a little left out.
He's very confused by Angelus's like fucking moves. And does he say, we do still kill people?
Yes.
sort of our raison d'etre, you know? Like,
Yep.
why aren't you killing people? Which is so funny because of the way they both conduct their plans. Spike is always like, I want to get big weapon or big event or big thing, and I want to kill Buffy. It's usually that explicit every time. But Angelus is like, no, that's boring. Got to torture her.
No, he said, you just don't get it, do you? You tried to kill her, but you couldn't.
Yeah.
And look at you. You're a wreck. She's stronger than any Slayer you fought before.
When he says to kill this girl, you have to love her.
Yeah. Oh,
It's kind of an interesting thing to say to Spike, isn't it?
It really is, considering what we're coming up to. Here's the scene where I'm going to show that where she floored. This is awesome. Just grabs Miss Calendar by the neck and shoves her down. Dude, tell me what you know. Yep. And there's a classroom full of people. Giles is like, what the hell? But this is where they find out. And there's a scene later where she's still with him. And she's like, Miss Calendar's like, I want to help. And Buffy just says, get out. And then Giles goes, get out.
Yeah, he backs her.
Yep. Backs her all the way. And you start getting the feeling like, oh, this isn't going to be solved in an episode, right? This is going to go for a good long time.
Yeah, that's the other thing about this that is cool. Like, we don't get a reset right at the end. It's like, oh, it's unfortunate that happened. But anyway, it's like, no, this will be the rest of the season now. This is major.
So Xander takes Cordelia to, like, I guess, a military installation.
Yes, from his
Where they have an
the
armory?
Nightmare episode, he's got his remnant
Yes.
army dude memories that managed to get him sort of access to here. And I like this sequence. There's a lot of funny shit here, like the where he convinces the dude to let him go in because his cover story is, I want to impress the girl with a bunch of army shit and, you know, maybe get off with it sort of thing. And the guy's like convinced because Xander manages to sort of sound like he is probably one of the guys sort of thing. And he says, you got 20 minutes. He goes, I only need 5. And then he pauses, turns around and goes, forget I said that. Which is doubly good because on one end it's like, you only need 5. It's embarrassing. But then the other is like, why would you're trying to steal an RPG. Like, why would you say, like, I only need 5? It's like, take the 20, dude.
And I love that they call back on this more than once, by the way, his knowledge, his military knowledge. But he's all, I know the layout of this whole base. And they get something to help Buffy because the judge said there's no weapon on Earth. Was it? There's no weapon,
forged.
Forged.
That was then.
That can kill me.
Do you know the line he says, Cordelia, I think says, like, is all you think about is sex? He says, I'm 17. Looking at linoleum makes me want to have sex.
What was the conversation earlier? Oh, that Willow was having with Buffy about Oz. Like, I'm dating a senior, and she's all, my boyfriend had a bicentennial. All right, so they scattered from wherever I forgot where they were. They were in some hideout.
Oh, just to mention for, again, Oz and Willow, the stuff there is pretty good. Like, Willow wants to get some kind of revenge, so she's like, let's kiss so that we can make Xander jealous. And like, Oz knows all that, so he's just like, I would rather, you know, when I kiss you, you're kissing me instead of whatever this is. And again, the acting is like really solid. Like, it makes it look like she's completely surprised and invested in who this guy is, and he's a model citizen in that moment of like actually handling that situation really well because he has no fucking clue what's going on.
Nope.
So he's very invested in her, and it's almost quite sad where the relationship ends, but you know, it's a result of like a lot of werewolf stuff that we're gonna get into much later.
Much later?
I mean, think about it. It's going to be season 4 by the time we get to the end of it, and we got an Angel season that's going to get in the way as well.
And he never popped back up again.
Well, he returned for one episode.
One
He
episode,
gets a cameo in a Restless, I think.
Yeah. So they're getting the Spike, Drusilla, and Angel are going to take the judge to the mall to where they can get
a whole bunch of people.
There's a whole bunch of people there that they can zap and feed the judge, get him more powerful so he can kill the Slayer. And so the reason Xander went to the base, and I love this, by the way,
I think this is one of the biggest, major, awesome parts of Buffy to come up. Like, this is you see this scene shared a lot to this day. It's awesome. It's the judge has been perfectly set up. He fits in perfectly with this world. Really good makeup, awesome performance. You buy it all, and you're like, and what's his meme is like, no weapon forged can kill this creature. But he comes from an older time.
He does.
So it's an intuitive line of like, he can't be stopped. He can't be stopped. It's like, yeah, but what would a rocket propelled grenade do to him?
Yeah.
Like, what would it do? And then the payoff is perfect of you have him standing there zapping everybody. She fires, I think, a crossbow into him first to sort of delay. Everyone's so confident on the bad guy's side. She lifts it up, and it's so awesome because Angel and Drusilla both know what it is.
Exactly.
They're like, oh shit. And they start running, but the judge is just like, huh? Like, what?
He says, what does that do? And it just vaporizes them. Well, it blows them into smithereens, right? And Angel and Drusilla jump in time. Drusilla has a freak out, and they both leave. By the way, I know it's the light from inside the building, but it looks like there was a lot of sunlight around there. I don't know.
It's nighttime, and it's all fluorescent lighting. Don't worry about it.
That's what it is. So they have to pick up the pieces of the judge, and the judge is dead. But it's one of the few times they use guns. If you think about it with Riley,
yep,
yeah, they use guns a lot, but not as much as you'd think.
No, in a way, they try to get around it, I think, by characterizing the Scooby Gang as being very anti-gun themselves, even though the show recognizes how effective guns can be. Because like it's always seemed like a counter argument to me that the notion that guns are shit or useless or cause nothing but pain or whatever, with the fact that Wesley kind of adopts them consistently, and he's a hero character to an extent.
The little thing he had up his sleeve, that was
Dude,
awesome.
I love all of it. I love the shotguns, the pistol. He does Max Payne shit in when you hit season 4 and 5.
Yep. Oh, it's so good. So Buffy and Angel have a fight in the rain. It's very dramatic.
It is indeed.
And she can't kill him. She has a chance to kill him. She pulls out the spike, kicks him in the nuts instead, and basically says she's working her way up to killing him, but huge repercussions from her not killing him right there and then.
Again, props to the season for this, because they could have chickened out, but having it explicitly recognized she could kill him here, and she doesn't, and he even tells her in this scene, it's like, you made me the man I am today. Like, so the responsibility is pretty heavily on her to make a important decision here, and she fails.
Yep.
And there's going to be such repercussions for this.
Oh God, yeah. And she has a quiet little birthday with Joyce at the end.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like that moment, but the Giles conversation, right? So,
oh yeah.
You know, he says with his profile, he's gonna come after you, and the way he'll do it is gonna strike out at the things that, you know, it's all about making the most pain happen. He's very concerned for her that something horrible will happen to her, and it's a conversation that when you listen to it, knowing what's going to happen next is kind of rough, because it's what's going to happen is going to hurt her. It's going to hurt someone else a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she says, "You must be so disappointed in me." And he says, "This is probably one of his more, you know, like one of his best sort of father moments." He says that you acted irrationally, but you know you loved him, and he proved he loved you. And you couldn't have known the months coming are going to be extremely hard on everybody. But if it's guilt you're looking for, I'm not your man. All you're going to get is my support and my respect.
Boom. That's why everybody liked Giles.
He subverts a lot of scenes with you expect him to scold her or to say stuff like that, but he always comes through with something else.
Well, you got to time that stuff. That's dad stuff.
Yeah.
You figure it out. You're like, that looks like when you see that your kids have kind of suffered enough, you're like, I'm not gonna pile on.
I mean, not to say this is like advice for fathers or anything, but it's like the important part is the kid recognizes what they have done.
Yes.
So if they've got that, now it's time for like you need to be on the rebuilding side instead of the breaking down.
Exactly. See, you get it.
If and that's what he does with Buffy. It's why their relationship is so important.
And that's a wrap for this but ending on that is brilliant.
Yeah, no, I mean this splits well this season because the first third is like, all right, we're back in, the show is going, but this second third, as much as there are bad episodes, there's like a promise of, whoa, the story is doing stuff. Okay, all right, because this is different than anything you've seen in season 1 or the first half of season 2. This is changing characters significantly. Bigger things are happening.
Like this is one of the better parts of the gig. I can rewatch Buffy at any time, and I don't get sick of it. I've lost count with how many times I've rewatched it. And
well, for the record, like we're on what I consider the bad end of Buffy right now.
Yep.
Like we're next time we'll be talking about one of the best episodes, but it's still low on the rank of best episodes for me.
So Passion,
Passion is so fucking good.
Top 20?
Maybe. Well, this is the thing. It's not about like any kind of hit to Passion.
Okay.
It's just about how many good episodes there are once you get further along. There are so many that start to be contenders. But like Fool for Love, where Spike talks about the Slayers and everything. That to me, whenever I rewatch that, I'm like, fuck, that's like a top 5. This is such a good episode. But it's like top 5. What do you mean? You got Once More with Feeling that gets in the way. You got The Body that's gonna get in the way. Hush and The Gift is like you gotta have to make room if you really want. And then if you include Angel, dude, fucking half of Angel season 5 is my top 10. It's like, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to make room. No, but for the record, like I really like these seasons. I'm just saying, like it gets so much better.
Oh, yeah. So coming up, we have Phases, Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered. Passion.
Yep.
Killed by Death. I Only Have Eyes for You. Go Fish.
Well, so someone just said, hard to consider anything in the latter half of season 2 bad. Go Fish is awful.
Go Fish is
it's
widely considered one of the worst episodes.
To be clear, I enjoy the hell out of Go Fish.
Yep.
It doesn't annoy me. It's just so stupid.
Becoming part 1 and 2.
Which are... Oof. It's one of the best finales in all of Buffy, the Becoming part 1 and 2.
Yeah. It's harsh, but good. Let's get to the people, MauLer.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Gary, late and Gary by a month. You massive exited to get it. Excited to get into this. Finished both shows since last time. Thank you both for getting me to watch. So you watched.
Jesus.
Damn. You did not.
Well,
around.
Hey, I said this on it was either stream or recording semi recently, but we can recommend it, but we can't actually promise that you'll love this show. We're just, I think it's got a good chance of being something that you'll find a lot of meaning in, find a lot of entertainment in. I think it's one of my top picks for just please give it its chance. And unfortunately, that means giving it a lot of time. And I recognize that. It sucks. Like, it would be cool if the show could prove itself within a handful of episodes, but Buffy needs more time. It's just one of those shows. So I'm very glad to hear anybody ends up really liking it, because that's what I'm hoping for people.
How fucking spoiled were we from, I guess, 94 to even...
It's insane, dude.
To 2008 for TV shows. God damn.
And then going to the cinema to watch fucking amazing movies. The games that we were playing. Oh, man. It's just...
all those games I was playing, yeah. Mixtape, baby.
Hell
this
yeah.
weekend.
Are you locked in? Is that happening?
I'm locked in. So I'm not going to Wisconsin until Monday. So the plan is, depending how much video I get recorded tomorrow, because I got to get my dental appointment thing. Yeah, it's going to happen Saturday, I think. But don't hold me to that. It'll be the weekend, but yeah. Going to play mixtape.
I know a certain editor who is obsessively expecting this from you. Okay, needs it. It's the last piece of the puzzle. And
okay. Tell that editor I will screen record it, right? and give it to them. They can have
He's streaming it, right?
Yes, I'm going to stream it.
Oh, you won't need to see. He'll be fine. He'll just grab the ball. It's all good.
Okay, cool. All right. Super Frandaman for €5.99. Euro says a brand new day trailer is out. Still convinced Sadie Sink's playing mutant Spider Queen / Adriana Soria, who played a big role in Peter Parker's Spider Change. I think that will be the template, Super Frandaman, but unless my friend was completely lying to me the entire time, she is playing Jean Grey.
I could be wrong, but I would have just thought Occam's razor, right? Like, why would it be anything but? They need big names, they need big characters. They're running out of steam. It makes sense they would make her Jean Grey. It's like, yeah, get her in, see what we can do.
So what I think where you might be right is they might use some elements from that story. I mean, they're bringing MauLer's concern is my concern. They're putting a lot into this. We got the Hand, we got Punisher, we got
the Hulk,
we got Jean Grey, and then we have basically, I mean, they're not going to go the Spider Totem story, but the whole J. Michael Straczynski run where, he starts evolving and has, like, I don't know if they're going to do the spikes coming out his wrist, but they're going there. They won't go with Ezekiel because they pretty much use that in Madam Web, but they're definitely going there. So I could see elements being used. And I do think it, like I said it to my friend.
Too.
What was that?
Scorpion too.
Well, they're going to have one-off villains, which I love. I love the idea of him like fighting Stiltman or fucking Scorpion, just in one little quick battle. I don't know why nobody
set up at Homecoming. So
yes, he was
bad time,
and he's prominent in the trailer, like prominent. But the trailer looked really good. It looked really good. Just saying. In order of hotness, Drusilla, Faith, Cordelia after season 1 of Angel. Then who cares? Drusilla over Faith. Drusilla's hot. She is a weird hot, and I appreciate that. But I gotta say Faith. Then Drusilla.
Faith as well.
Then Cordy. Who else is hot? There's a lot of hot women in this.
Illyria.
Yeah. Hotter than Fred. I mean, with the full makeup on and everything. Yeah. How weird does that make us? But no, I love Drusilla. And she's embraced the role. Like, she still does vampire stuff. Yeah. She's completely embraced it. Based on Giles' past and Spike's appearance, do you get the impression Joss may have been a fan of the Hellblazer comics? Joss was a comics fan. Hellblazer started popping. Yeah, I definitely. I don't know if he's ever answered that, but I would think there's a little bit of a influence there. But I don't know if Joss read Hellblazer is amazing, by the way. Amazing comic book. Oatam? I sound like Nell. Has gifted 5 Nerdrotic Live memberships. Thank you. I appreciate it. And then for $5 more, in Passion, the first great episode of Buffy, or is Passion the first great episode of Buffy, or would you select an earlier episode?
I'd go with Passion.
Passion. If we're using the word great, which we have not, we've gotten to good.
Yeah.
We've gotten to really good in moments, but not great. Gary, you got the England score wrong on the Nooner earlier today. We won 4-2. I know you won't care, MauLer, with Wales not qualifying.
The ball went into the net, and then it came back out.
Yes. Somebody asked me to predict the soccer score, and I said 1-0 because I thought that was the safest one. This is a high-scoring game with 4-2. MauLer wouldn't have cared if Wales qualified.
I'm so unplugged in sport. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You have plenty to think about. The one nice thing about it is all these countries are over here having a really good time, and it's like really white pill to see all the people just celebrating, and it's not the team, the supporters of Mexico are partying with the supporters of Japan. It's just nice to see. It's nice to see. It's nice that people are recognizing that, it's the politicians, it's not the people. Gary, play mixtape, MauLer, mixtape, EFAP, Supercut. When does it come out? I've been meaning to start watching Buffy, but haven't got around to it yet. Go get to it.
Get to it. The mixtape Supercut can't possibly release until all participants have...
If you're going to put me in a Supercut now, I feel obligated. The thing is, I don't know if I'm a good person to judge whether a game is good or bad.
You're in luck because it's barely a game.
Okay. Well, this will be fun. What, MauLer? He is a lesbian actor?
Sure.
Disprove? My favorite moment of season 2 can be remembered with a simple quote. Me, easily one of my favorite moments of the entire series, and reminded that even if you can get past Buffy's support system, she's badass on her own.
Yeah, that's when Angelus goes to stab her after saying, "You're all alone, you got nothing left." And she says, "Still me."
Mm-hmm. Gary, my Georgia Bulldogs are playing right now in a baseball College World Series. Can I get a go Dogs? Go Dogs. Go Dogs. I hope your sports ball team wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like baseball, though. That is the last sport I'm into. Hi, MauLer. My last time when asked about Supernatural, you said Sam and Dean are static. I don't think that's really fair because the show wasn't about them changing. It was about pathological devotion. That's one of 2. We got another part from Rose for $9.99. Thank you, Rose. I can understand if you're not especially invested in the brothers' relationship. It could feel static or repetitive in that way. It's a very different show from Buffy, despite surface similarity.
So for me, the core portions of like the conflict kept repeating.
Yeah.
The main conflict between them is one of them left the team, the other one desperately wants to be his dad, and that's what they keep calling each other out on repetitively. And I was just like, when do we move to the next stage? When does something else happen? When does the dad come into the picture? Because I was most invested in that sort of happening. And the second he does, the show cranks into like 15 out of 10 for my interest. And again, spoilers, he doesn't last very long. We get like an episode or 2 that he has to fucking die because he takes on like the yellow-eyed demon shit, right? It's
yep.
And I just remember being like, fuck, that's such a waste. Same for the vampire hunter, bounty hunter guy who gets turned into a vampire. I mentioned this before. You get like one episode and he's dead. And I was like, dude, that was a character you should have held on to. Really well played. So much interesting history. Oh, well, that's gone. Do you remember the episode where Sam gets like a girlfriend who turns out to be some kind of demon? They have to kill her. Hugely dramatic ending. There's like tears and yelling. Oh my god, it's the most tragic. Next episode is like, anyway, we're moving on. Like, and it just kept going that way for me. And I was like, dude, I need things to, I need them to last longer. I need these characters to move on and change a bit from all these experiences. Is a comparison I would make is someone I watched Buffy with. They said that one of their favorite characters was Giles because he was static, and they liked that he's reliable. And I was like, he is, but he also isn't. As in, every experience you see him have in season 1 defines who he ends up as in season 2, and then so on and so on. Do you remember in again, spoilers, sorry, season 3 where Angel comes back and everyone's ripping into Buffy for hiding him because that was extremely dangerous, extremely irresponsible, and Giles tells him to calm down, leave her alone, she's okay. It's like, just stop. And he's like, all right. And he walks off into his office and she comes in like, thanks for that. And, hey, I should have told you, obviously. And then he just says, stop talking or something like that. And the scene gets really serious. And he just says, you should have told me when you found him. You should have told me like about all of it. You should have come to me. And he just says like, you have no respect for the job I perform. You don't respect me either. And it's one of those like hard hitting scenes for her and him because he basically just tells her like, I'm completely and utterly betrayed and disappointed. Like there's nothing else to it. It's like,
yep.
And to me, all of that's built on passion and everything else in the season and everything else that those two have been through. So yes, he's a static character and most of the characteristics stay the same and he's kind of reliable. But at the same time, like all of this history, all these different experiences, all these episodes play into the next ones. And so everything keeps moving to the point where we talk about season 3 cracks the formula. They're so consistently high quality by that point. And season 4, they upend all of it. They're like, we're not going to keep him in high school. We're going to move on. We're going to try something different. And season 4 is known by the fan base as being like, oh, that was a rough one for lots of reasons. They get things wrong. But I got a lot of respect for them to take a working formula and to just completely turn it on its head to try something else because everyone's moving on. Everyone's in college. People are getting jobs. And yeah, I find, Supernatural just spun its wheels for way too long for me.
Yeah, it always was kind of stuck. That's a good show, but not a great show. That went on way too long. And it had its moments. I like it when Ben Edlund took over for a little while.
Sure, yeah. It's another comparison could be like House. I really like the first 3 seasons of House, but you can feel the formula eventually. You're like, well, are we gonna? Because like I appreciate it's kind of the thing that happened with Hugh Laurie recently, right? Talking about it, I get the purpose and I get the point, and there's lots of really great stuff in there. But at the same time, I loved it when they changed it. The whole like he had 100 applicants to become his new team. Like that whole arc was really fucking entertaining.
Yep. I mean, Bones is another show I watched. It got super repetitive, and I still watched it.
I watched all of Bones. I watched it just because Angel was in it.
Yeah,
it's
one of my wife's favorite shows, and it's still entertaining. But once you accept, like, this is just going to be this type of show, right, and not build on your characters over that.
Well, they got funny with that show. The one thing I'll never forget is there's this prologue cold open where there's like a fucking chocolate factory or some shit, and there's this giant chocolate bar. They're like, "Hey, chocolate brother!" And it cracks open. There's a skeleton in it. They're like, "Ah!"
Yep.
I was like, "What the fuck?" It's a skeleton chocolate bar. And it's like, yeah, we got to figure out what happened. Like, okay.
We'd always watch Bones at dinner time, so I'm like sitting down, eat my whatever, and there's like some just decaying, bubbling body in front of me on the screen. Mm-hmm. It's like, we always have to watch Bones at dinner, really?
I just remember, isn't there an episode of that where they open up a package or something, and it's like one of the higher ups, it's like Anthrax, and they have to trap her in immediately, and it's like, actually, I remember just being like, fuck. That was the thing that Bones was like, there's these moments where I was like, oh, this is getting really interesting, and then they calm back down again, and I really feel like Buffy and Angel at its best, you got that almost like throughout. Like Angel season 5 is just constantly that. It's always building up to crazy shit.
Always ramping things up. It doesn't really take a breath.
Keeps surprising you, and not in ways that gets, you'd think that's like overwhelming, right? But when you have smile time, that's a different kind of completely fucking batshit insane. That's not going to ruin like the next or before sort of thing.
God, I can't wait till we get to that. Hey, lads, have you watched Nicholas Brendan in the movie Coherence? A low-budget sci-fi parallel universe movie. Great characters, lots of to unpack. Highly recommend. You'll both love it, guaranteed. I've not.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that.
The late. When did he start going like really south? It was in the last few years.
Yeah. Well, there's remember the Dr. Phil thing?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he got in a lot of trouble and got out of it, and whatever he was using, I suspect it was Coke with other things. Like his voice got really bad, and Coke will fuck with your voice. But I followed him on Facebook from back in the day, and then I started seeing those videos he was putting out. He'd be outside smoking a cigarette and just mumbling, and it's like, oh God, how come people need to tell him to stop? Are you guys doing Angel? Yes.
Yeah.
100%. We're gonna do Firefly afterwards.
Yeah, that'll be the sort of cherry on top.
Yep. I'd like to thank the honorable nation of Nihon for delaying this stream long enough for me to catch up to season 2. There you go.
There may be some weeks we do have to miss because things are crazy in terms of coverage stuff. But
July is nuts.
Yes.
I'm traveling to 2 cons covering multiple movies. I don't know how I'm going to get it all done. I don't know.
Give it the old college try.
I will. I'm speaking at a panel at Comic-Con. So,
Oh.
well, I'll be part of a panel. And I think I'm speaking at the Southeast Game Exchange with Drinker. I don't know what I'm going to say.
Just talk about games.
Okay. I finished Clarkson Farm season 1 today, but avoiding spoilers, I took a chance on watching your video and get a bit spoiled. And what the fuck? Fuck cancer. Yeah, sorry, Zodlander. But it was big news, man. And it's everywhere.
Yeah. Well, and obviously there's a question of like, since it happened at the end of season 5 and we are presumably well ahead of that now, it's like, what's the newest update? Because there would be one, right?
Well, he's been in
surgery,
public
right?
since. So yeah, I think things are going okay. I think they're going to play it close to the vest right now. My prediction, there'll be a season 6. Hammond and May will both be in it. And that might be it. He'll probably have to, like, unless it goes into full remission, I don't know how he tends to the farm. I really don't know how that's possible, which sucks because farming in the UK kind of needs the show more than ever. But you got Caleb.
Yeah.
Got Caleb. But I'm hoping for a full recovery in 15 seasons. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
It's, as you said, MauLer, most consistent show on TV. Highly recommend watching it. If you haven't, start right now. You will not regret it.
Consistent in quality, but also in release.
Yes.
This shit. What I had like a moment when I was watching season 5. I was like, there are 5 seasons of this. Like that.
Yeah.
That's and every time one comes out, all you guys ever hear from us is like, go watch it, go watch it, go watch it, go watch it. It's just one of the best shows ever. It's so entertaining. It's so easy to watch too. It's like really comfy viewing, which is interesting to say when it's got like actual gore in it at many parts. But it's contextualized in a way that you understand the point of it. It's like real shit, you know? Like, dude, there's some really heartful moments of like when he I don't know if you've seen it yet, which episode, but he's trying to help a calf, you know, be born, and his reaction when he manages to pull it off, it's just like, oh man, you know, it's all like fundamental, just life, nature, and good shit. So that's what I mean by the comfiness of it. You just, it's a funny show. It's got bits of drama in it, loads of relatable shit of dealing with bureaucracy, red tape, nonsense, and then bad luck, bad weather, things breaking and falling apart, and then just people getting through stuff like that. It's weirdly escapist considering it's fucking real life.
It's some of the best escapism out there. And again, if you're looking for a show that's just an easy watch, but still like really engaging, it's perfect. And I love everything from the little nature shots because it makes the farm look beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's based as hell, like in its politics. I love everything about it. The cast of characters, it's got a perfect supporting cast of characters, which just happened. Andy Willman talked about this. Amazon tried to talk him out of the show. Andy Willman tried to talk Jeremy out of the show. Jeremy Clarkson wasn't sure the show was going to be good. It was just given to them as like basically an incentive. And it's, you know, it's as big as the Grand Tour. It's being watched by a lot of fucking people. And I think a lot of more people should get into it right now. Inside Out was the worst episode of Angel and Buffy. Am I wrong for that take?
Oh, okay. Inside Out, which that's a season 4 episode, I'm pretty sure. Which is why I'm already like, maybe. It depends. Let me find out quickly what happens in that episode, because they blend together a bit when you get to the later parts of Angel. Sorry, Angel season 4, I mean.
Yeah.
Inside Out. Is that after... Oh, is this...
Season 4, written by Steven tonight.
So this is where, I mean, heavy spoilers, people. This is where, if you remember, Connor has to go and like get an innocent woman and sacrifice her so that Cordelia can give birth. And
yes,
this is also, oh, dude, I fucking hate the opening to this episode. You have entirety of Team Angel, and they've all cornered Cordelia, and then Connor somehow manages to beat all of them and get her out of there.
Yeah,
I remember hating that so fucking much.
Connor.
It's no, yeah, that's a pretty bad episode. Is it the worst episode? I'm not 100% sure, but it would probably be a contender.
Connor. Principal Snyder's actor Armin Shimmerman.
Armin Shimmerman,
Is awesome. He was also Quark on Deep Space Nine and the voice of Andrew Ryan in BioShock. He's a brilliant actor, and Quark is fucking awesome. Everything about Quark.
Andrew Ryan. I love his work as Andrew Ryan. And I really like Snyder. I've got a soft spot for him. He's funny as hell.
Yep. What do you pick? Buffy show or Angel show?
Angel.
I know my answer. Angel.
So this is the cleanest I can make this answer. Angel is my favorite show in premise. Angel has the best season out of Buffy and Angel. And then out of like best episode between both shows, again, it's probably Angel, but Buffy's competitive on that. I'll give it to it.
Yeah, there is no Angel without Buffy, but Angel has a better season 1.
Yes.
And it is one of the best superhero shows ever made.
It is.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It's just fucking generational. The run in season 5. There's so many good episodes in a row, like excellent episodes.
And just the whole premise is like your biggest villain is inside the hero. Something they do with Sentry a little bit in Marvel, but not as well, right? And damn, they use it properly in both shows.
What's funny too is I always, in my head, Buffy and Angel like a big show together. But every time I encounter people, they're always like, I've seen Buffy, but should I see Angel? I'm like,
oh,
should you see Angel? It's like I saw all the Iron Man movies going up to Avengers, but I didn't see any of the Cap ones. It's like,
yeah,
you're right. Why did you watch the Captain America ones?
So for the first time at MauLer's behest, or you gave me the list, I watched it in order. So we and I stuck to it. So me and Melissa watched once Angel started, we would flip flop, and there is a list you can use, and it was really good. And it's watching one show. You're watching one show. It's amazing.
What ends up happening, and this happens with people I watch it with, whenever I'm like, all right, we got to switch over. They're like, oh, I was having really like with, but then you switch over, and then you're like, oh wait, no, I'm happy.
Yeah,
it's like we're good.
Really well done. Thank you, Darkington, for gifting 5 Nerdrotic Live memberships. I appreciate that. Hail. What a great show. I'm 47 and would make a point to watch every week and got all the seasons on DVD. I tried to tell my younger brother, but he said, that's dumb. That's a dumb name. LOL. Not Herbert. I mean,
Buffy is a dumb name, but it's all good.
He's your little brother. Just slap him. It's okay. It's all right. We can't choose family all the time. MauLer, watch Venture Brothers. You will love it. I keep telling him.
You do, but I've also been told to watch. Like, the list is so big. Everyone's telling. Have you been recommended Amazing Digital Circus by everybody a million times?
Yes.
Yeah, same. I still haven't gone around to that yet. I need to watch. I've got loads of homework. To do. That's taking up all the slots.
You got House of the Dragon.
My House of the Dragon homework now is so imperative because we got Sundays is right around the corner.
And yeah, I'm going to do what you're doing. I'm just going to watch season 2. Season 1's pretty much seared in my head. Like I watched it.
Like I would happily rewatch season 1. I just don't have the time. And if I'm going to pick one season to rewatch, it's going to be 2 for the continuity is closer. So yeah.
By all accounts, without any spoilers, the opening episode of season 3 is like the penultimate episode of a season 2. That's pretty much what it is.
Are they opening with the battle, or are they going to?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
It is on.
It's going to be a pretty crazy opening then.
It is on. I'm pretty sure it's the first episode. I was going out for review of the first, but they made it sound like it's just on. I mean, they were marching at the end of season 8. They were marching to war. Yeah.
Well, that's the format, right? In a lot of Game of Thrones out of seasons, episode 9 is where everything goes crazy, and then 10 is the aftermath.
It's like a mop up.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's not really at first I was like, what the fuck are we? But it actually I liked it a lot because it sets up the next season and you feel like you're moving again and you're not left that hanging, right? Hanging that much. A couple seasons you were. But,
Oh, yeah. In Game of Thrones, you mean, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Davy Chase, the voice of Lilo from Lilo and Stitch and the creepy chick from The Ring at 35 from meningitis. What?
Yeah, it's really sad.
Oh, just a kid. Callum for 20 British pounds, proper money. Hi, Gary and MauLer. Who do you think would do a better job in a cosplay contest? Shad as Peggy Possum or MauLer as the homosexual disabled alien from the end of Disclosure Day? Was the alien gay? I mean, it might have been. Hail to my favorite YouTubers.
Everyone started speculating on what was wrong with the alien. They're just like, I think he might be gay.
Okay. I think MauLer would do a much better job as the homosexual disabled alien.
Listen, I'm a fantastic actor. Okay.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. God, that was, you didn't see it.
No, I mean, there's no point in me seeing it at this point, right?
There's no point in you seeing it other than to be frustrated. And as hard as I was on the movie, you would be much harder. Like, I don't know. I go soft when it's Spielberg because I just remember like how much joy he gave me in my childhood. So I took it easy on Grandpa a little bit. Although I shouldn't, but I did. I'm human. But that was a bad fucking movie. Every way. How in the fuck do you end a movie like it's called Disclosure Day? We're going to here's the disclosure. Okay, here's the alien whispering the message. And then she sits down and goes, listen. And that's where the movie ends. It's like, what? Mm-hmm. And people in the theater were like, what? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mikey Gusler. What's up, my brother? Been a member for 4 months, exactly 7 weeks until we leave for Vegas. Can't wait to meet you all and to explore Vegas scene for the first time. Oh, you've never been there. Oh, Mikey, we'll have to take you places then. News on the Vegas meetup is we are very close to getting a location. That location will not be disclosed until the very last minute. So when we put the RSVP up, you're not going to see an address or anything. You're just going to have to trust us that it's in Las Vegas. So you'll be able to Uber there. And it's close to where we've done past meetups. So it's close to the Strip. It's in the art district. I'll just give you that hint. We haven't signed the dotted line yet, but I don't know if you heard MauLer. We had a location. I announced it. Within 25 minutes, they backed out.
Well,
I don't know why. I can guess. I hazard to guess. We did get our deposit back today. Mm-hmm. But the excuse they gave us was an easy solution. They needed to pay their security more money, and I offered to pay it, and I got crickets. So they clearly didn't want to do it.
You need to set the place on the moon. I don't think that's going to back out,
Yeah.
Ultimately.
Well, this will be different. So I apologize to everyone that you won't just trust me that it's big enough. This will be our biggest location. It's big enough. It's awesome. It's rad. And if you sign up on the RSVP, you will be getting the address if you sign up to your email address, but we're not going to let anybody, I think 48 hours to 24 hours beforehand, we'll let everybody know where it is just to be safe. Just to be safe. And there's like listen, at the Millennium Fandom Bar, they got a threat called in every time we went there. And we just didn't make an issue of it. The owner is a good friend of mine. He's like, I ain't worried about shit. But we had threats called in. It's not the first time, because I didn't like The Last Jedi, or Jeremy didn't like The Last Jedi.
I've been there, dude.
Yeah,
that was the biggest mistake any of us could make.
Yep. Tell that to Miss Calendar Snap Neck. Weeby spoilers.
Yeah, we haven't spoiled anything.
I know. I'm just kidding, Weeby. Thanks for the $2. Eric K. Mod for $5. Davy Chase has sadly passed away at the age of 35. She was the voice of Lilo in Lilo and Stitch. Oh, yeah. Meningitis. I thought we kind of beat that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are we meant to believe the drug cookies are what made Joyce say that didn't happen when Buffy says Ted threatened to hit her? Feels like a stretch. Everything was a stretch in that.
It's not a good episode, but yes, they want you to think that you put, what was it? You put LSD in the cookies or something?
Yeah.
It's just it's that thing of binding the crazy elements of like gothic horror, supernatural flimflammery with meaningful thing about growing up in the world or the elements of human nature that have to be tested. You know, like Lie to Me. We covered that episode last time. That was a great synthesis of those two angles.
Yep.
Ted is once again a matter of like, nah, we didn't get it that one. And to be fair, season 4 of Buffy has a few of these where it's like, oh, you fucked that up. Remember the sex house? I will always fight the sex house. It's such a fail.
No, like, listen, no mother would not listen to her daughter if she said a boyfriend threatened. She would at least ask, okay? No matter how smitten or how fucking high on LSD she was. I know. I mean, acid makes you feel like, that peaceful, easy feeling. If you are in a good state of mind and you're around a good company, because that does matter. And it didn't have that much strychnine in it. I don't want to get too technical because you can have a bad trip. But yeah, you would still go if you're in the scenario where you're frying on acid and you're talking to your kid, it's probably not good. But if your kid said I felt threatened, you'd still be pissed. You'd still be pissed. I know I'm early. However, without too many spoilers, what were your thoughts on The Body? I watched this show on Moob's recommendation, and I will never forgive you for the trauma that episode gave me. The Body is almost perfect TV to me.
It tends to be a contender in my head for the greatest episode of television that's ever been made. It's the way it addresses grief, and I saw it at a borderline, unfortunately perfect time, if you know what I mean. Someone said something had happened that was way too similar, and I couldn't get over it. It felt so strange because it's Buffy. Buffy is a little bit, if anything, it's a bit of comfy a lot of the time with a lot of different things. That episode is just unrelenting pain, and it's captured perfectly. The artistry in that episode is unrivaled for everything that came before it. Like, I would never be able to concede any episode of Buffy up to that point. There's a lot of good ones, but The Body it just like transcends the limits of the show. It's unbelievably good. So, it's one of those things of you might never want to watch it again, though, once you've seen it.
No, especially if you've had a death in the family. And I mean, I can't relate on the fact that she was so young in the episode. So they really captured the just shock that she was in. One of my favorite parts is when Giles like stumbles in, like, what the fuck's going on? And they say like, she throws up on the floor. Then she feels like she needs to clean up her own puke. That's the kind of thing that like they really like nail it. Maybe it's happened to Joss or one of the writers. And the fact that Joyce, well, I don't want to spoil too much, in the manner of the death.
No, yeah, it's
in a show with demons and vampires, the manner of the death is so real.
I think when Giles comes in, he says like, "Was it Glory?" It's like, "Is she?"
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's and it's. I hate to put it this way, but it's like it's foreshadowed. It's built up so long, and it's so quick and so blunt.
Yep.
And yeah, another it would be Anya, and what happens with her and later in the episode is always gets to me. It's how a child deals with that sort of situation.
And then she's now got this little sister. She's still like, despite how she looks in the show, she's a teenager. So she's thrust into the mom position. She has to like deal with, and she's not even thinking about this, right? Mom's dead. Now I got to figure out how to bury it, pay for a casket, pay the mortgage. Like, how do I do any of this? Did Joyce leave a will? She didn't, so it was fucking great.
Nothing but a praise for that episode. It's unbelievably good.
And Sarah Michelle Gellar's performance in it is peak. It's really good.
That one at the beginning is intense.
Oh,
and yeah, it's probably the best performance in the entire series, and the kind that deserved recognition, but unfortunately Buffy came out at the wrong time for that.
It gets a lot of recognition now, as it should.
Like socially, yeah. But it got 1 Emmy, right? For Hush,
yeah.
I think.
Well, the show wasn't taken seriously, and
No.
I wouldn't say it was like a ratings juggernaut. It did well for the network it was on.
You're saying like we haven't given a great rating to any episode yet. It's like we'll have a couple of greats as time goes on, but like I'm happy to call The Body a masterpiece. Like it's above great.
What season had the best ratings? 3?
It might be, yeah.
It was an early season that had the best ratings. Yeah. Makes me want to watch that episode. It's really good. Every time I see a clip on it on Twitter, I watch the whole clip. I watch the whole thing. When mixtape, Gary, you cannot escape. It will happen soon. I have some obligations. I have to make a little video for Rumble, and I have to do this. Now I really have to do it. I was like, oh, maybe I'll save it till next week, but MauLer wants it. So MauLer gets.
Trust me. And Joe Danger is the editor, by the way.
Oh, right on.
So he's invested.
Ludwig the Holy Blade for $9.99 says, I'm on a season 4. Stop to watch Angel, first time watcher. These shows are true masterpieces. I love that people are diving into this.
Hell yeah. Have
Hell
fun, man.
Yeah.
There's so much shit to come. If you like it, this is what I say to anybody. There's some people I've watched it with who really enjoy season 1. I'm like, oh dude, you're fucked. Like you're gonna love this show. You're gonna watch the whole thing if you like season 1.
I think season 1's got charming elements.
I just don't think it's gonna hook people typically.
No, it's like season 1 at Next Gen. People always say it's shit. It's not shit. It's just not its best, or even, it's got its charming aspects to it. But I wouldn't call it shit. Nothing in the Buffy has bad episodes, but the series as a whole is not shit. It is something different. Thank you guys for showing me what is now some of my favorite media: Buffy, Angel, X-Files, Schlurpo. You guys are opposite of Boogie in kindness and size.
I hope so on the size front.
Yeah, really hope so. X-Files, that's, one of these days MauLer will have a month of nothing to do, and then he'll be able to watch the X-Files and Venture Brothers.
Maybe, and I mean this in a more positive way, but it sounds bad. Maybe I'll get struck with some horrifying thing, illness or surgery, that forces me into a position where I need to stay still for a month. I'll be like, it's time for X-Files. I'm just going to bomb through it.
I'm not going to wish that on you. You get a cold. You get a cold. Okay. That's it. I used to think I was crazy 20 years ago watching Buffy reruns. Glad I'm not alone and enjoying the show. You're not, Sean.
It's just but it's a weird thing, Buffy, to fully recommend, and it's got a difficult reputation in the sense of who exactly it's aimed at.
Yeah,
a lot of people believe it's teenage girls, right? And you're like, well, yes, but like when you get to some of the stuff in the show, you'll be like, teenage girls, sure, maybe, but like we were just talking about The Body. It's like that's an episode that just there is no particular demographic for that one. That's just everybody, or rather nobody in some ways.
No, and that's where, I mean, this was the bad rap for it back then, that it was just seen as this feminist show, and it's like, it's way more than that. It's the world building, not the best, not the most consistent in the world, but some of the best. Wolfram and Hart. The whole concept of Wolfram and Hart is fucking awesome.
I love Lindsay as the like one of the main characters. It's
Yep.
He's just like the symbol of what the worst of humanity, which is like the inability to have conviction or a morality in a particular, and like, you know, being like this figure of Wolfram and Hart, which is, as a organization, is hell bent on bringing humanity down, making them gun for like the principle-less sort of life where you get money, you get rewards, you get all, you know, like, they're just evil. Like there's so much to dig into that. You remember the speech Holland gives in the elevator, right? Like,
Yep. Oh,
winning, something as prosaic as winning.
dude,
We go on no matter what.
who was the main writer of that show outside of Joss?
Well, was it Joss and David Greenwalt were like showrunners, right?
Yep.
Executive producers. Main writers, I think well, it's just Mutant Enemy again, right? But you've got a lot of the Buffy team get in there. I know David Fury wrote a bunch of episodes.
Yep.
A lot of the people you familiar names and stuff, but it's why it's so interconnected with Buffy. It's like you know how Firefly could be packaged with them. It's like, yeah, but Buffy and Angel are like actually stitched together, you know.
Yep.
Tim Minear wrote those episodes as well.
Yeah, Ben Edlund, Smile Time. Drew Goddard was in there towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, now, Angel season 4 starts off strong, and there's great episodes like Orpheus. We just don't talk about the later parts of season 4.
Do you know what sucks? I don't know if you remember, but I told, like, when I'm watching the show with people, I warn them so far ahead of season 4 of Angel. I'm like, we're getting there. It's going to be bad. We're getting there. It's going to be bad. You start up season 4, get into the first episode, which is Deep Down, I think it is, or is that the finale of season 3? Someone in chat will know. But first episode of Angel season 4 is pretty good. It's you get the Wesley stuff with Angel, you get the different recovery, like everyone's reformatting, resetting, and like it's some good shit. What's funny is like one of the latest people I watched it with was like, that wasn't bad. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. It's like, but we'll get there, okay? It's gonna happen. And you do get there. And it's so unfortunate because, again, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but you know who ends up in season 4 of Angel. A lot of guest stars that are really cool. And a storyline that's got a lot of good stuff in it. And most of them leave all at the same time. And then you're left with the rest of the season, which is awful.
Oof. Any conspiracies MauLer believes to go on Forbidden Frontier? Do you believe in any conspiracies, MauLer?
It's not, well, it wouldn't be, there's going to be plenty I'd be super interested in. But the problem is there's none that I could tell you about. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to know way better on all of them. I've never like looked deep into, but like there's so many that are fascinating. So the problem I think would be if I came on front, I would just be sitting there listening to you guys. I feel like, oh yeah.
It's
like,
kind of a lifestyle choice. So,
well, yeah, what I guess I'm saying is like I'm kind of useless on that front because the best knowledge I would ever have is I happened to watch a Netflix documentary that was like the most mainstream version of a well-known cryptid, and that's not going to be of much interest. I've thought about it. I've been like, what could I come on for? But there's not really anything that works very well. But it would be cool.
you're on every week. They hear you every week.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Art Bell. Today would have been his 81st in this plane of existence. R.I.P. Art Bell, Diego Salazar. Things I wanted more from Buffy and Angel. Modern day Angelus man commands the room from a cage, and more of the wolf cub relationship in 5x5 Sanctuary.
I know what you mean. So I love the end of that story for that particular wolf and cub that you're referring to, but man, I could go for even more of it. Like those two together is so good, and you do get more of it, but it does end again, and you're like, they're so good together. Like the chemistry is top tier. By the way, Gary, do you know who directed the first episode of Angelus being in the cage in season 4?
Say that again.
The first episode where we get a full episode of Angelus in the cage in season 4. Do you know who directed it?
Who?
Sean Astin.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Whenever I see the credit, I'm always like, what the fuck? Like, why did Samwise Gamgee direct this episode of Angel?
That's crazy.
It is. And what's funny is a lot of the criticisms of that sequence are like, this is just a rip-off of Hannibal. And it's like, dude, Angelus is already a set character. This is what he does.
Yeah, no,
in
that
a cell doesn't make him Hannibal, you know.
I did.
This is what I mean. Season 4 has stuff in it. It does.
Yes, it does. I did not know that. Nicholas Brendan's will recently was released. Sarah X gets nothing. Kel brother gets everything. He can figure it out. Boss move.
Is that like the will in full? He gets everything about.
Yeah. I mean, an X. I ain't gonna leave shit to an X. Dude. Hell no. Not even if I had kids with her, which I didn't. Yeah. Give it to the brother. Almost halfway through season 3 and watching because of you guys. Hell yeah. Love the episode where Spike returned.
Lover's Walk. Excellent episode.
Dude, his car. I love his car, dude.
Dude, what do you you already know the episode is just top tier. What he has his like parallel intro to his first intro, but now it's him being like pathetic and ruined. They're just stumbling into their previous hideout, just like rambling, complaining, fucking gets like passes out, and then the sun comes and his handsets on fire, and he's like, ah.
It's good stuff.
Season 3 is gonna be fun.
Finished my House of the Dragon rewatch hype for Sunday. You know, I'm looking forward to Sunday. I'm looking forward to talking with the lads.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a big old spectacle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know what's going to happen. Well, I don't know what's going to happen. They're changing so much. It's going to be a mystery to me too. And I'm not entirely against them changing stuff from the book since it's just, you know, a Wikipedia article. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That's it. That's it.
Wraps our third attempt at talking about all of Buffy, which gets us to the last third of season 2. So not bad.
And this is going to be good. This will be fun. This will be fun. It's all fun. But
you went over the set, right? We've got a pretty high scoring set of episodes.
Yes, we have once again
is the werewolf episode, right?
Phases.
Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered is Xander's obsession episode.
Oh yeah, Valentine's Day. Passion.
And that's
written
the
by
big
Ty
one.
King. There you
go. Killed by Death is the Der Kinderstad episode, which I remember being like, okay, I'll have to rewatch it. I Only Have Eyes for You is an interesting one. It's the possession of the ghosts in the school. They're replaying like
oh yeah,
death over and over again. Go Fish, iconic. Flawless.
Completely.
And then the two-parter, yeah. So we'll have plenty to talk about.
I know a background actor in that show. I mean, I knew him. I haven't talked to him in years, but he co-hosted a couple of early podcasts on Nerdrotic. His name was Aaron. I think he just works in the private sector now. He was in that episode, and he's also in picture form, Janeway's son. Becoming part 1 and 2. That's where we'll wrap it up. That's going to be good shit.
So in the chat, point out, do you remember when Spike is talking to Joyce and Angel is in Lover's Walk where he's like, Joyce, get away from him. And then she's like, oh, it's you. And then Spike's like, you're not welcome here. You're a very bad man.
Oh, dude, he's so good.
He's fucking hilarious. And that one episode was probably so important to his career. It's like, you have to make such an impact. And if you do, who knows? Let's say if a main cast slot happens to appear.
Then you're in, buddy.
God, I was so happy about that. Even as a kid, I was like, oh my God, he's main cast. He's going to be in every episode. Yes.
Oh, when he came back in Angel season 5?
Oh, I meant like Buffy season 4.
Yeah.
But yes, no, that was insane.
I've
told you, right?
Like
squealed. My sisters were watching Angel season 5 immediately, and I think I was watching like Simpsons or something. But they called me up, it's like, you need to see this. You need to see this right now. You need to see this. And I was like, what? And then they played the last season of the first episode. and I was like, my jaw dropped.
You're like,
Spike.
what?
Because this is the thing, marketing wise, you'd have known already. Like, if
Yeah.
you're paying attention. But I was a kid who was in my house playing with fucking toys and watching movies and stuff. And so I was waiting for box sets. And even when I had the box sets, oftentimes I didn't see the box sets because my sisters just put the tapes in the thing and we hit play. So it was, and I didn't see the intro for the episode either, by the way, which fucking spoils it.
Yes. So
by the way, every person I show the show, I always skip them over that so that they get the surprise.
Yep. I mean, it was already announced that he was coming back, but we didn't know like when. And then as soon as you see the amulet,
it is built so that you don't know, even though every piece of meta information would have let you know.
Oh yeah, it was in Buffy season 7. It was there. It was all there. What do you got coming up, man? Lots of stuff.
Yeah. So open bar in today. Like for my today, I gotta go to sleep at some point. But yeah, then I want to say I think Nick Diorio is streaming Lord of Ring Gollum tomorrow. So
is he?
Probably watch that. That'll be funny.
That'll be fun.
Saturday, it's as far as I am aware, we are taking on Toy Story 5, but we'll probably talk a bit about Toy Story 1, 2, 3, 4 because I recently rewatched them and what an adventure and what a fucking miserable experience 4 was. And then Sunday, you're gonna catch myself and Gary for sure, and I assume Ryan for sure. And then I assume Shad and Fringy as well. Or...
Shad and Fringy. Yeah.
So, getting the gang back together.
The gang is getting back together.
Didn't even disperse for long because Last Seven Kingdoms wasn't that old.
It wasn't, and I got my Steelbook in today.
Oh, I haven't got mine yet, but I've ordered it.
Oh, I can't wait. I love that show so much.
Yeah.
I've rewatched it like 4 times already. A lot. So pretty much the same thing. I've got 3 video ideas. I got to settle down on one tomorrow and record it. I kind of want to do a Spider-Man reaction, but I might do that for daily. And Perry, if you're out there listening, I might record that tonight. I might do a Spider-Man reaction for daily because I really did like that trailer. I did. I can't. Sorry. I'm like, I hate Mark Ruffalo. Zendaya's not MJ at all, but shit, the Spider-Man stuff looks so cool and his costume was fucking awesome. So I nerded out, but the movie could suck. 28 years later had a really good trailer. That was nothing like the movie at all.
Oh man, don't remind me. So sad.
But then Friday Night Tights tomorrow or day after tomorrow with Dean Cain with Superman, and we're going to talk about Supergirl. It's going to be super fun. And oh shit, Toy Story 5 comes out tomorrow, right?
Yes, in most places, as far as I know.
Yeah, Alan Ing said it was great.
A lot of people said Toy Story 4 was great. We had a hot take at the time where we said it was absolute shit, and I think most people agree now.
I think they all do now.
Because I remember we got in a bit of trouble for saying it, but it's because a lot of people go easy on Toy Story because it's such a chill kids movie.
Yep.
But like, I don't know how many times I have to say this, especially with all those references, especially fucking Pixar alone. But kids movies are as applicable to all the adult shit we watch in terms of storytelling.
Yeah, they want adults to go see it. So
Toy Story 2 is fucking excellent. I love that movie. On rewatch, it was such a pleasure to be like, oh yeah, they've nailed everything. They know exactly what they're doing. And then 3 is a rocky experience, and then 4 just fucks up everything.
Oof. Well, I won't. I'll be able to save time by not watching that. But you enjoy the hell out of it. Hopefully it's great.
Hopefully it's good.
Hopefully it's great. But we'll be back on the main channel with MauLer again. House of the Dragon. I think it's 8 p.m. Central, but don't quote me on that. Right after the episode airs, we're on, and it's a long one. It's an hour and 12 minutes long.
Oh my.
Yeah.
And in theory, we'll be doing this again in 2 weeks.
In theory, yeah. I'll be in Wisconsin, but
confidently in theory.
Well, what I've started just peppering in episodes when I have downtime. It's like, oh, I'll just watch it.
Yeah. Well, we got 8 more to watch in time for this, so we'll probably be able to make it in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know about the rest of July, but I think we're good for 2 weeks from now.
Wonderful.
It's going to get a little crazier as
Yeah,
Get around
we're done with
Odyssey
all
and
of the chill
Spider-Man.
months, apparently.
Oh yeah, that's done. That is done. So thank you to the Mod Rodix. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat and donation. You help keep the lights on. We really love doing this. This one pretty much for the love of the game. And damn it, we love it. And we'll see you hopefully in a couple weeks. Chat, you have a great night.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.